Welcome back, everybody, to the ESC Overwatch 2 Spring Playoffs. If you're just joining us, wow, did you miss a fantastic first matchup? We had Miami 4-0ing Ohio in some very impressive gameplay, but that's not the only matchup we got going on here tonight. We are about ready to hop into Northeastern and taking on Ball State, a matchup that we think will be maybe a lot more closer than that first one. My name is Dandro. I'm joined, of course, by Joker's Ransom. Joker, how you feeling about this next matchup?
I'm really excited for it, right? Like you said, the first game was kind of 4-0. I think this was going to be a little bit closer here. Obviously, I would say it wasn't close. The 4-0 didn't really do it justice. Ohio didn't look really good in that matchup as well, but unfortunately they met Miami, who has just been on another level in this ESC conference. But, I mean, Ball State, obviously the gracious hosts of the LAN for the ESC conference this time. So, I mean, they've got to be feeling good about their home field advantage right now. And
yeah,
maybe a little jet lag coming in from Northeastern, going over into Ball State here. But who knows? We'll have to see when we get into the game.
We will. Just remind everybody, we do have Northeastern coming in at 12-1, Ball State at 11-2. Last time these two teams matched up, it was a 3-0 on the side of Northeastern. So seemingly sounds like the last time they matched on up, definitely Northeastern had Ball State's number. But like we said earlier, it's been a couple little bit of weeks. New patches, new metas develop. I'll be curious to see what we see across some of our players here because, well, if there's anything to happen in that, of course, that last match, it seems like maybe a meta has really been able to shake out, but those players that can take advantage maybe of some of these flex picks maybe can kind of edge out and come on top. We saw Bonesaw in that last match just pull out the Echo and do some really, really great stuff with it. So I'll be curious to see if we have any players in this matchup who are looking to do the same because, man, it was really, really fantastic to be able to see that happen on in. I don't know. What do you think that we might be able to expect here across some of these two teams? Any notable players you want to shout out who you're kind of looking to have a great performance?
Yeah, I think it's the Ball State main tank, or the tank player. Monway has been making their waves in the OWCS, in the Swift stages, in those group stages as well. Very, very stable player in that tank role. Very good at Orisa as well, which we saw Pooter in the last matchup be great at Orisa. Really helped set the table for Miami, and hopefully that's going to be the same thing for Ball State here.
Yeah, I mean, Ball State kind of has been looking very, very good, but I mean, their opponent Northeastern, definitely nothing to shake a stick at. Might be a little bit biased here, being from New England myself, a little bit of Northeastern fan, don't worry, but we'll try and keep it as unbiased as possible if we can. But we're getting ready to hop on into map number 1, being, of course, that control. We saw Busan in that last series. I'll be curious to see what our players are picking, so we'll get that from our admin teams here in a minute. But wow, getting ready to hop on board here as part of the ESC. Let's go ahead, let's take a look at the bracket to take a look at, some of those earlier matches that we saw some of these players have to play earlier on in the week. On Tuesday, we saw 4-0s for Miami and Ohio. Curious to see what it is going to be for, of course, Northeastern and Ball State because, well, we obviously want to see who are some of the teams they took down because this isn't just a one-time thing. This tournament doesn't just happen this weekend. This is, of course, the ESC. It happens all semester long. You're playing on through to be able to get here and be in the LAN. So we'll hopefully be able to pull that one up here. I think I have it off the side to myself if we do need it. So we can talk about it if we can't bring it up. But it's something interesting. Let's talk about it. 4-1s for both teams getting on in here.
Yeah, both teams going in for 4-1s. Ball State had to play Northern Illinois, and Bowling Green was Northeastern's victim as well. I mean, I'm really excited to see that. Like I said, I think this is going to be a little bit closer, even though, like you said, there was a 3-0 previously between these two teams, and we saw that from Ohio as well. Ohio and Miami earlier on. Miami obviously 3-0'd and then 4-0'd. Hopefully we don't see that for Overwatch here coming in. We want to see the best of the best on this broadcast, especially in front of the Ball State fans.
Oh yeah, I know Ball State would love to be able to be there playing on LAN on their home court. It's kind of their domain. But hey, Northeastern is no slouch. Like I mentioned earlier, they are 12-1, and well, who is their one loss to? None other than Miami. Yeah. So you have, of course, this sort of storyline brewing. Can Northeastern be able to knock out Ball State? Maybe get a little bit of a shot at redemption here against, of course, Miami. I know they would love to see that. And, well, for tomorrow, that'd be a fantastic finals, I know, for us to be able to cover as well. So some great stuff there. We are just waiting on one player to kind of get in their seats, get ready, so we can hop on into the map. So don't worry, we are getting ready to hop on in here. But let's talk a little bit of a macro. Let's take a little bit of a step back here, Joker, because, man, I think, you know, when it comes to kind of talking about some of the metas and some of the comps, we've kind of seen some pretty standard things here, you know, across. One thing I want to talk about, you know, that I feel like we saw just have a lot of impact that has really kind of come into the scene recently is this Cassidy DPS pick. We saw Mr. You know, Crazy Man G in that last series just, you know, immediately pulls it out, finds some success on it. Why do you think that hero is just so solid kind of creeping into this meta?
Well, obviously it has to do with the kit, right? The magnetic grenade is great to hinder the tracer. That is very dominant in meta right now. And not even just that, the tracer, the Sojourn as well can get hindered up with that slide ability. And then also, I mean, to think about it in a grand scheme, I think the Terra Surge, if you get caught up in it, you can roll out of it if you are Cassidy as well. So I mean, that is a huge thing to think of for your for your the mainstay of to stay alive, right? And then obviously the health pool. The health pool is huge, right? It's, I believe, 225 to 50, which is one of the higher DPS health pools in Overwatch.
Yeah, and I feel like there's the DPS that obviously someone like Cassidy can put out is crazy. You know, another, you know, hero that we see that's in the pool is obviously Lucio. A lot of teams are really kind of opting for that highly mobile Lucio who can just, you know, be able to even find picks on the backline, but also help speed up your team. You love that AoE healing. And well, when you have a Cassidy who's able to throw the hinder grenade on top of the Lucio as well, it's going to feel really, really solid. So I like it because I feel like for so long, it's literally just been Sojourn and Tracer the entire time. So I like that we're starting to see, you know, a little bit of actual counterplay start creeping its way back in, right? I mean, how long has it been where it's just kind of been mirror matches? Or, you know, it really depends on the comp you want. But right now, everybody's kind of going with this pseudo kind of brawly comp centered around the Orisa. You have, of course, the Cassidy or the Tracer. You know, if you want to run that Tracer, you're diving back lines, you're trying to be able to pick off the supports or maybe one of the other DPSs. Rocking that Cassidy, you're just trying to be able to play a little bit of lockdown, but play alongside your Orisa, getting some great damage that's able to kind of match it on up. And on the support side, we are, of course, hearing a lot of that Kiriko, a lot of that you know, Lucio, the Baptiste that we're seeing, kind of your trifecta of supports there. But let's talk about it a little bit, because I feel like we saw it in sort of I believe it was map number 2 that we saw it, where we saw, of course, the Illari coming out, and we saw a fantastic Captive Sun. It was actually a play of the game in that first series. So I love that we're starting to see a little bit of Illari too.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Illari, when she first came out, right, was overcharged. The damage that you can output. I saw teams go bring in a DPS player to play Illari specifically because of the sheer amount of damage that you can bring out with the solar rifle, right? Obviously, that's been tuned down a little bit more going forward. I really like the healing pylon though. It's a stable healing spot that you can put it up, especially if you're on a defensive point, like we saw earlier on, with it was Sanctum or not Sanctuary on Busan, where we saw it, and that like you can put it on the drum in the middle of the point, right? And that will just allow you to get the healing you need and then be able to move around as well. And then, like you said, the Captive Sun, the blow-up damage that comes in from it with the follow-up, it can be huge. It can be devastating. We saw Shocker, who's on our screen right now, get some great value with it.
Yeah, and I love that you kind of bring that up. I mean, even just that little bit of movement that Illari also has as well, being able to boop someone away. You get a Tracer that's on top of you. You get a Lucio who's diving your back line. It was just kind of nice little movement, be able to hop on out of there. It feels fantastic. But yeah, that pylon is really, I feel like, the mainstay of that hero, giving you some of that boost healing, you know, just kind of the AoE healing of, hey, you just gotta play around the pylon, lets Alari then focus. You know, you can kind of use that to heal maybe some of your DPS, maybe some of your supports, and then next thing you know, you're able to kind of heal your main tank. But we are waiting on one last player to hop on in, so we are unfortunately just going to go to a very small break. When we come back, we are going to be hopping in to map number 1 of Northeastern versus Ball State. All right, ladies and gentlemen, people from around the world joining us here. We have Northeastern taking on Ball State, kicking it off here on Busan. Let's get ready to head on into it. Last time these two teams met, it was a 3-0, but it's a best of 7. It's a new meta. Let's see what we have shaken on out. As I'm already seeing from Ball State, some unfortunate picks, maybe some off-meta things. Seeing a Malga, seeing a Sombra, a Reaper even.
Yeah,
Maybe they're trolling.
It looks like Spencer, one of their DPS players, is on Malga.
Okay.
I just don't know what to say. We'll see how it works here, Dandro. I mean, if it works, they look like geniuses. But if they don't, they kind of just threw off the first map, right? So we'll see how it works. They're already getting that fire effect going in, and Scoop is already so very low. You can't really heal with it. Out-heal this sheer amount of damage that can come in from this Ball State comp. As Spencer's going to find Scoop already out of this fight. That might just be all she wrote for it this first fight, especially, no, maybe not. Hedwig's going to find that pick back in response on to Spencer, but still, it looks like, yeah, BSU, Ball State have started it off strong.
Yeah, they find that pick, and you're seeing Scoop immediately swap over to the Malga themselves, kind of fighting the Malga v Malga battle here. Hedwig also going on over the Sombra, so they have kind of this really thick dive comp right now, right? To be able to fly onto some of these players. As you can see, Ninja Curly Fry doing a great job just trying to get down the damage. Scoop needs to fall back to point, but yet again, just immediately taken out, not able to come out on top. Shashi get taken out as well as Bryce Cube. So this off-meta comp from Ball State, already looking strong.
Yeah, and I mean, it's working well, and now we're seeing Northeastern have to fully match it because the sheer damage output after you get that hack onto the Malga is just so much. They've got the Kitsune Rush, though, to come into this, but they're able to just move away and not really get involved with the effects. But now Yaxter is going to go down early on. They've got the point flip into their favor. EMP's gone online, though, and Spencer's found Bryce. Still, there's an opportunity for Northeastern to hold on to this, but Scoop's gone down. Ninja Curly Fry continuing to just do so much work with those Hellfire shotguns. And now Hedwig is just trying to stay alive. Gonna go down in the end. BSU, Ball State, holding strong.
Yeah, I mean, solid fights here coming out of everybody. We're starting to see some ultimates come online for Northeastern with Ball State. You got the Death Blossom. You, of course, have the Cage at the ready along with the Beat. So we'll have to see. They used the Kitsune Rush to kind of try and be able to fly onto point. Northeastern did in that last fight, but it didn't really work out. Spencer here has been able to push on up. Cardiac Overdrive will go ahead and run out. They back on up, but can Spencer maybe hold them on in? You see the Beat, but Ninja Curly Fry finds Hedwig. Finally, Scoop takes down Ninja Curly Fry. This could be what they need as the Cage comes out. Scoop gonna be in here, brought their own cage. Everybody, it's a fiesta on the inside, but Spencer will be the #1 Maga for now.
Yeah, but there's the Death Blossom coming in and the EMP a little bit later. And that's going to be finally what the Huskies were looking for there, Dandro. Finally opening it up fully for themselves to get control of this point. They had to invest so much into that.
Yeah, you saw the Cages come on through. You saw the Death Blossom, the EMP. I mean, all you're left with here is a Kitsune Rush, a Beat to follow up. BSU, though, doesn't have anything off the start, so you're finally seeing the Kitsune just immediately come on through as Northeastern starts flying at Ball State right now. Trying to be able to use some of this Kitsune, maybe to get it down some insane damage if you are Scoop. But so far, a great job of them going on and holding here. Ball State, though, we've seen what they are capable of doing, but how can they answer back? Can they get out of this choke just as easy as Northeastern did?
Well, the EMP is going to be the thing that they go on for, but they've got to be able to stay alive. There they go, taking Scoop out, and Ninja Curly Fries found 2. QG Hop is going to be able to take down Spencer, but that looks to be the only pick that comes through from Northeastern. They're just backing up for the moment.
Yeah, it looked like I think when we were on board with Scoop there, I was seeing a lot of body shots on the Mauga and not a lot of headshots coming on out. So hopefully he can just fix the aim a little bit. Ninja Curly Fry gets some great shots. Will go ahead, Wraith form away, but Shashi follows them up, says you don't have any movement. Let me help bring you down. You can't ghost up here on the top though. Ask the Sombra. This is an absolute cluster that's going on here down below. Yaxer will be able to find the elimination as you can't ghost is doing a great job just trying to get in the damage. The cage gets committed. Spencer trying to hang on by a life with the cardiac. The beat goes in. I don't know who comes out on top. It's gonna be the Death Blossom that brings them on down. Ball State somehow come out on top.
Wow, wow, wow. Yaxer saved everything with that beat right there. Dandro, Spencer was so low. The beat comes in at the perfect moment. The Ninja Curly Fry was able to clean everything up with the Death Blossom. Now the cage fight. The Death Blossom coming in. And oh my goodness, Sashi fights 4. Oh, wow. Northeastern, I thought it was over, but no, Sashi says no. Ryan slams the door in their face. No one's going to be able to touch. Point 1 goes to Northeastern.
I mean, that was just a really, really solid combo. You see, I think the EMP from Ghost was just a little bit too early. Used it while they're all in the choke. They just kind of waited out for a little bit. And then you see the Mauga flies on in, able to get the slam into all of them. It gets the cage out. And it's just Shashi with that Death Blossom. Gets the 4K with it. Listen, we know that the Reaper is not the best DPS hero right now, but let me tell you what, you find value with that Death Blossom, you are feeling good. So let's see what's going to happen here, though, as we get ready to move to the second point, being Sanctuary. You're already seeing some of the swaps, mainly Spencer moving on over to that Sigma. As we can see, looks like they are opting for maybe a little bit more of a poke style comp here.
Yeah, and you can't ghost is you can't see ghost. Sorry, it is going to be going over to the Widowmaker, like we saw Winter do as well. We'll see how it works for them. I mean, obviously they're gonna have to play at range because they do not want an upfront battle with Northeastern right now. They're just charging right forward. Scoop's already found Ghost out of it, and now this is just gonna be a hard collapse into the remaining members of Ball State here, Dandro.
Yeah, you can see this. Unfortunately, it's a little bit of a do-si-do. The hack coming in on top of Spencer. No Vortex for you. They even take down Ninja Curly Fry. And already, Ghost has moved on over to that Sojourn. Maybe wants to be a little bit consistent. Says, all right, hey, it did it for 1 life. I don't think I'm going to be able to find the value I need. Let me get somebody with a little bit more mobility. Let me get the damage out there. So Spencer immediately swapping off the Sigma over to the Orisa, which we know is basically the hard counter right now to this Mauga. So let's see how this one shakes on out.
Yeah, let's see. I mean, obviously, this is when Mauga first came out, I was playing the Orisa into it. Obviously, though, I'm plat, so that might not really matter what's going on. But hey, it's working out for Ball State already. They've already found 3. Scoop is trying to turn it back, but no, I don't think that's going to be possible when the rest of your team is already dead. As now, Ball State are going to be able to capture back the point.
Really good work from Ball State to kind of make those early reads. Not afraid to make the swaps where they need to. Spencer, you can't see Ghost doing a great job of just going over onto these more impactful heroes. I'm waiting to see, will Northeastern make any changes if they need to? Hedwig on that Sombra. Got to make something happen. We see the Kitsune Rush come out from QG Hop as well, Shashi on the back, trying to make something happen in this Kitsune. The hack comes on through, but Hedwig and QG Hop, they're the 2 that are first immediately down. Spencer very low HP, but you can't see Ghost on the back, just lighting it up with this fusion rifle. Shashi does get the trade on the Tracer, but I don't know if it's enough. He's going to try and make the exit here alongside Bryce Cubes, and it looks like they will be able to reset.
Yeah, and great play. They didn't have to invest anything into that, and QJ Hop used their Kitsune Rush. Huge plays coming in from Ball State, looking to overtake the capture percentage of Northeastern here. As we'll see how they can go in. into this fight. I mean, it's almost impossible to win this. The EMP has to be huge from Hedwig, and there it comes online, and Ravenstrider goes down. There's still a lot of ults that can be invested by Ball State to keep the hold going, but the picks just keep going from Northeastern after the sound barrier was invested. This is not looking good. Shashi finding 2 there, and that's going to be a nice recapture coming in for the Huskies.
Yeah, Northeastern did a great job there. Ghost just a little bit holds onto the overclock, was able to find 1 after they pop it, but then immediately get taken out by Shashi. So a really good job there. You saw Bryce Cubes also just kind of able to follow up with that beat to try and keep them alive. So great ultimates. That EMP was huge. Now we come back on over. Spencer, you have the Terror Surge ready. Can you make it happen? Hedwig goes down a little bit, but Spencer looking everywhere. It comes on out, but here comes the cage as they are all just caught in here. But Ghost gonna be able to take down Scoop, but Shashi and Hedwig have been able to find one being the support in Yakester, as Northeastern trying to hold on by a thread right now, and Ball State are dropping slowly but surely. Spencer just trying to stay on. The Fortify is there, but is the damage enough? They've been able to back on up, but the time is ticking right now. Ball State, you got to start moving.
Yeah, they've got to indeed. Let's see now as they go in. They're still going to have to rotate to this point. They've got to win something. Ninja Curlyfy's Pulse Bomb needs to find a pick if they want to win it out. There's the Kitsune Rush. That's a Pulse Bomb on the Scoop, but it's just not going to find enough damage. Scoop is doing all the work in the world here for Northeastern at the moment. EMP comes through, and that's really going to wrap everything up. And Northeastern luck to take map number 1. You know what I just found out, Dandro? Scoop's not even a tank player.
Wow.
They're a support player.
Well, I mean, hey, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, listen, we've all gone in. We've all played role queue, okay? We all know what it's like.
I mean, that's just insane. Both no tank players in the lobby. Both look pretty good, but obviously, in the end, it was the Shashi and Hedwig show.
Yeah, I mean, Shashi was doing a fantastic job there. Being able to find the eliminations. It took a little bit, right? That first point, it kind of felt like it started off a little bit slow, but it felt like once Northeastern kind of got into the flow of things, I think maybe they were just taken a little bit aback by sort of that little bit of off-meta comp. I mean, I shouldn't even want to call it off-meta because I think it actually worked out really well. It had its moments of sort of usefulness that was there. So but maybe just we're kind of struggled to match it. You saw them eventually mirror it. They started having more success. They were able to kind of come out on top. What was key to me though was Northeastern was able to win a couple of those fights where Ball State had to invest 3 or 4 ultimates and then they still lose the fight, right? Those are the things that I'm looking at. So Northeastern's ability to kind of stay cool, understand where they need to play, how to be able to find and focus their targets down is really, really important. Shows why they're 12-1 here. And we're seeing a very strong Northeastern after a map 1.
Yeah, and I will also say, I mean, I liked what we saw from Ball State. I mean, obviously they didn't win the map, but we saw a couple of those fights that went their way when it probably shouldn't have, right? Like, in the investment of the cage fight, and then beat as well as this the Kitsune Rush in a couple of fights, and they still were able to sustain through it all and able to stay alive, find the picks. We saw it there on Mecha Base before it finished. But I mean, it was great stuff. It's definitely stuff that they can build upon and hopefully turn it around going into map number 2.
Yeah, and I also want to call Hedwig there. Kind of was on the Sombra, for most of that map on both points. And I feel like at the first, I don't know if you were finding a lot of the value needed, but definitely in that second point, the EMPs were just very clutch. And the ability to basically was kind of constantly hacking that Orisa where possible, right? So Orisa, very strong, able to make the space, able to hold it. But if she can't fortify, if she can't get the javelin spin, if she can't also maybe create some space with her javelin throw, everybody's just kind of focusing you down, especially if you have a Mauga on your team. It's going to be really tough to keep them up. We said it at the top of the show. It kind of seems right now with a lot of these tanks, it's either get blown up or be the person helping blow up. And right now, I feel like Northeastern is doing a great job of just blowing up the tanks on the side of Ball State. So We'll have to see if any adjustments come in between map number 1 and map number 2. I'll be very curious, especially, different maps and modes sometimes warrant different, metas that we saw there. I do want to, give a huge shout out to Spencer, who it looked like they were trying to go for that poke comp, the classic poke comp. You had the Widow, you had the Alari, you had the Sigma, but unfortunately, it just feels like they got a little bit too overrun there in that first fight, and they said, okay, no, we're going back to something a little bit more bread and butter.
I'm interested to see if swaps come in for Ball State. Do we see Monway make their his appearance in the series here? Do we see a tank player come in for Northeastern? That's my main thing. I mean, obviously, I don't think we really need to see a change come in from Northeastern at the moment, because I mean, Scoop played so well on the tank role. I think having more of a stable person like Monway in for Ball State would be really, really beneficial right now, but who knows? Maybe they're at they have class or something still, and they're not there yet. We'll see.
Yep.
We do have the map choice again, though, and for no surprise, it is going to be Kings Row.
Wow, color me shocked that we're seeing Kings Row here again. We saw in, of course, that earlier matchup today, it seemed like Miami, who is kind of the favorite in there, they kind of struggled a little bit on defense, but when it came to offense, they were flying. I wonder if we'll see something similar here, right? Obviously, Ball State's playing pretty well. Would not be surprised to see Ball State able to capture all 3 points and get down to the wire there, where maybe you're sub, kind of 30 seconds, or you're able to get it done. I'll be looking at, how much can Northeastern hold them to it, but how also fast can Northeastern push the pace when it comes to their turn on attack, because I do believe Northeastern, when it's their turn to attack, especially if they defend first, I almost feel like they like that. Like there's probably sitting here and be like, yeah, sure, we like having a little bit of pressure put on us so we can start flying. They want to go up 2-0. They want to be feeling solid in this series, and well, Kings Row is a great map to make it happen on. Because it's a little bit more in your favor, especially when we kind of look on some of the DPS. I feel like matchups as well.
Yeah, definitely. I'm interested to see who decides to attack, who decides to defend first. I've always been in two minds about it. Right, there's a lot of things to really go on, and like for their benefit. I think we might see an attack first come in from Northeastern, just because of how aggressive we saw them in that first map. Obviously, the defense first is always nice as well.
Yep.
And yeah, there it is. We are going to be seeing the attack first from Northeastern, and no swaps coming in for either team.
All right. Well, everybody feeling pretty solid so far. Northeastern, I do like that you bring that up. I think that if they are feeling confident in, that they can perform a lot better, think that, all right, hey, yes, there's a little bit more of that RNG, I guess, but we know what we can do. We know that we're confident. We know that we can really put the pace to Ball State. You kind of get a 3-0. We saw earlier where Miami was able to capture all 3 points with like 3.5 minutes left. You do something like that, you put a lot of pressure onto Ball State to perform.
Yeah, definitely. Ball State is going to be sticking with that first map, our first round composition that we saw on Busan. Going back over to it, they looked really confident on it early on. As Northeastern, are they going to be coming out on this composition? No, they're not. They're debating us. Hedwig's going to be going over to this. Yeah, Hedwig is going to go over to the Sojourn after they try to get a shot down.
See a little bit of hesitation there from Ball State to want to push a little bit too far. Looks like you can't see Ghost. Has been able just to play up top a little bit. Maybe just waiting, trying to gain a little bit of info. Let them know where are they going. And it looks like they did spot out the Mauga. So you see Scoop immediately swap back over to the Mauga. Shashi goes to the Reaper, kind of back into the mirror comp as well. We're kicking things off. Nice and hot. This fight here happening around Statue. Spencer trying to be able to stay alive here. Goes down very low, but Ninja Curly Fry followed by Yakester gonna get taken out. Scoop getting aggro into the hotel side as they are going to absolutely melt Spencer. Very, very clean fight number one.
Yeah, great stuff coming in again. Like you saw, They were going to go with that Aristocom, but then they obviously spotted the Mauga, made the swap over to the Mauga mirror, and it worked wonders for him. Yet again, 5 minutes, 24 seconds. First fight win. Great stuff. Now, Ball State needs to make their claim on the second point here. All right, things are going to go from bad to worse if they cannot string some defensive holds together here.
Oh, and you do see the Kitsune Rush for Northeastern. It's ready to go. That's exactly the type of ultimates you want to be able to have to push on in here and really push the tempo. That's exactly what happens. Scoop just letting the miniguns fly underneath that as they are flying on in. Hedwig has the EMP if they want to go ahead and commit it, but they don't need it. They find you can't see Ghost, and it feels like they're feeling satisfactory with that. They've been able to kind of make it through the first choke. This is your first thing you had to do if you were Northeastern. They make it look clean. Ball State not able to keep it in. It looked like that Kitsune Rush just pushed them off the point, and they had no answer to the aggression that Northeastern was putting out.
Yeah, not at all. Now the EMP comes in from Ghost, and that's going to really help Ball State get back into the mix of it all here as Ninja Curly Fly and Spencer are able to find the picks, and now Northeastern are just dying or getting out as Ball State now looks to start their defensive hold.
All right, that's a solid. You see the Kitsune did have to get used as well as the EMP, but for this next fight, you got the Death Blossom, you have the beat, you have the cage ready to go. Even just the cage Death Blossom is good enough. You know Scoop is probably nearby their own cage. You know the EMP Death Blossom is ready to happen, so it's going to be all about who can engage their ultimates in the correct order. And it looks like Shashi will get taken out by Spencer very early on. Ninja Curly Fry pushing on up, getting aggressive. And you're seeing the first cage from Scoop come out, but Ghost's gonna just absolutely melt them. I don't know if you needed that. They'll throw the beat back in return. Maybe a little bit aggressive there from Yakester. I don't know if you needed it, but either way, great way to bait out the cage and just absolutely melt Scoop.
Yeah, we saw the beat come in because Hedwig invested EMP, and now they don't have that crucial ultimate to combo with the Death Blossom that Shashi has now available for them. They can go in. They've got the cage fight of their own. Death Blossom's going to come in. There's the beat as well. Death Blossom in return, but Bryce Cubes is taking Spencer out already. And now Northeastern, the Huskies are coming back strong as the Kitsune Rush is going to come in from QJ Hop to finish it off. As Ninja Curly Fry does find two there, but that's all they seem to have gotten.
Ooh, little love taps coming from Scoop after the elimination on Raven Strider. Little bit of a taunting that we have here. Just getting his squats in, making sure that the legs of Malga still working. It's a very hefty, man. You always want to make sure that that's going on. But early fight, able to win. So far, it's been a solid pace. Nothing breakneck, though. Getting to this third point would be exactly what they want. Shashi trying to be able to do their best to gain back that ultimate. Fly on in. Ninja Curly Fry claims first blood onto Shashi as Ghost is in the back, just peppering up Scoop. The hack is a little bit too much, along with the virus just increasing all of that damage. Ghost, wait, has to come back to the cart. They will be able to bring down QG Hop. That was almost a C9 in the making.
Yeah, a great investment coming in from Ball State there. Ghost invested the EMP early on, and they were able to really follow up all the things they needed. But now Ghost got a little aggressive, hacked up, couldn't get out. Now this is perfect opportunity for Northeastern to come back into this with the Death Blossom EMP coming through, as that's going to stop everything in their tracks, and that's going to allow Northeastern to claim second point.
They're going to love this time boost they get as well. Hedwig with the double. Scoop going to use the stomp to gain some ground, play this corner. Does have the cage. It just comes online. Shashi's not too far away from their own Death Blossom. So we could see a very solid next fight here if they can position it correctly. We saw last time Scoop kind of used the cage a little bit prematurely on the back of a lost fight. Hopefully it can keep it in hand this time, combo it with the team, especially with the Kitsune Rush getting ready to come online.
Kitsune Rush online for both of the teams, but it's going to be the Cage Fight coming in. Scoop is just blown up immediately. The Death Blossom does find Raven Strider, but it doesn't seem to be enough for Northeastern to get over the hump. The picks just keep coming through from Ball State. They're able to start their hold. 2 minutes to go on point 3.
I mean, that's a lot of ultimates committed from Northeastern for basically no headway made, right? They invest the Cage, they invest the Death Blossom, they invest the Kitsune all at once, and for literally nothing. And now with Ball State, they're about to have 4 different ultimates online. A minute 30 remaining. You could save 2 of these for 2 different fights, but you're seeing the EMP immediately go in. Beat will get activated for Northeastern as they start flying forward. There's the Cage, comes on out. Ninja Curly Fry letting the shotgun sing. Hedwig, though, trying to be able to maybe play into a different side. Not able to find anything, though, as it's just some ultimates used and, well, a little bit of respect given.
Yeah, EMP from Hedwig really shut everything down. We'll see if they can continue going forward. They need a fight win. It's down to a minute 15 for Northeastern, and finding Spencer out is massive for Hedwig. Now they can go forward, look to take more picks. Now they found Yakester, and this should be Northeastern getting this cart progress forward. They're going to invest the Kitsune Rush. They want to win this fight. They want to win it quickly. They need to keep going, and Shashi with the Hellfire shotguns just reigning supreme on point. Scoop's going to have the Cage Fight, investing it early on to look to take this point and take it with time on the board, and that's going to be that. Shashi just kept on firing and taking all 3 points as Northeastern.
All right, 40 seconds on the clock remaining for them. So very solid a chunk of time. Let's see Ball State. They have to get back here to the 3, and they got to do it fast. So I gotta say, that final moments, though, I like the investment of the Kitsune Rush, and you see it gets pushed immediately, you know, gets angled towards that left side door. Shashi is just flying up there, and a Reaper and a Kitsune Rush is a very scary thing. Those shotguns deal a lot of damage, especially when you're able to fire at twice the speed. So able just to kind of find those picks. You find the ability to take out some of those heroes. You stagger them in a nice line. It's really hard for Ball State to get back onto the cart. But here we go. It's a flip. Northeastern now on defense. It's going to be on Ball State. What can they make happen on offense?
Yeah, still sticking with both the Malga comps here. And I mean, for good reason. Everything's been really good for both of these teams when they run it. But again, Northeastern are looking a little bit more confident, a little bit more comfortable right now. We've got to see Ball State make them uncomfortable. They got to do something about this. They just are playing with this confidence that needs to be stopped if you want to come back in this series.
Kicking it off. Let's see what's the strategy gonna be. Similar comps all around, like you mentioned.
Yeah, as they're gonna be rotating in on to the point here now. So they're gonna get hacked up still. Waiting out it for the moment is Ball State is just gonna try to take this fight right on to the right onto him and take as much damage as they can before really rotating in. Spencer's gonna get healed up. Still waiting it out. Nothing's really going in. It's just a long waiting game to get some damage to go in. Now it looks like Ball State are going to make their play to try to get on to this point here. And now they do with Ninja Curly finding Bryce Cubes out of it. And this could just be the point going their way. Shashi falls down, and that should be it here.
Scoop trying to do their best to stay alive in the hotel. Grabs the mini. It's not going to be enough, though. Oh, very, very late Kitsune from QG Hop comes on through. Don't know what that is about. Maybe a fat finger. Who knows? But, well, Northeastern, when they were on attack, they made their first fight look absolutely clean. Ball State answers back with a very clean fight of their own.
Yeah, really good stuff from Ball State. I mean, now they've got to be able to string this together, right? Because they had a lot of time going into the second point. They've got about the same. I think it was about 5:20 for Northeastern, about 5 minutes for Ball State here. So doing very close stuff so far, but the fight is already breaking out on the point, and Spencer's just deleted. Kitsune Rush could not come in quick enough to make some space for them, and now Northeastern are looking to take the point back, but maybe not. Ravenstrider and Ghost gonna come in. Cage fight is gonna be invested, but the EMP comes back quickly. Hedwig's fine through two, and there's still a chance for Northeastern to hold on to this as Shashi finds Ghost out, but now Spencer's back and on the prowl and gonna be able to take control of the cart.
Just an insane use of ultimates back and forth. I love the EMP that gets invested to stop Scoop's cage from being able to happen. Just a really, really, really good job. Spencer, you know, even though it was the first to go down, is the first to come back, and sort of this staggering between both teams just lets Ball State be the team that gets back on the cart, and they're just very cleanly continuing to push this forward. Can't see Ghost playing up top here, kind of trying to grab some info, pinging out where are some of these players. Gets the hack on the carry. She's gonna be able to swift step away though. Ghost needs to go ahead and back on up. Meanwhile, on the front lines, we're seeing Spencer get a little aggro. Ninja Curly Fry, you got the Death Blossom on hand. You know you can start using it. May could be used to take down Spencer. We're starting to see Spencer go on in, and well, there's the EMP. Ninja Curly Fry just letting the shotguns go through. There's the Death Blossom. Shashi answers back with their own Death Blossom as well. This is insane.
It's just a boatload of ultimates to be invested by Northeastern, and well, they come out on top with it, and that's what they were looking for, really. I mean, however, they only invested the beat in that. Did Ball State? They've got 3, maybe 4 going into this next fight with nothing on the board for Northeastern. This is a must-win fight for Ball State. This is the perfect chance to capture point number 2 and set yourself up for a .3 push to match Northeastern.
Spencer takes a lot of damage, but there's the Kitsune Rush trying to keep him alive. The cage fight comes on in. Finally, we're seeing the Death Blossom come on through, gets everyone very low, and we're starting to see Northeastern fry. That's a 3K for Ninja Curly Fry off the back of a beautiful Death Blossom. Rest of the team gonna help clean them on up. Ball State, they invest the ultimates, and it's worthwhile, as now they have 3:40 on the clock for point number 3. Feeling very, very solid. You can't see Ghost, EMP in hand, ready to make something happen.
Yeah, EMP is going to be available for this. Still, Northeastern doesn't have an ultimate to boot. They're going to have the EMP, though. They're going to have the cage fight as well, though, in a few short moments. And they're going to use the EMP early on and can get back to the supports, and that's going to really help them take the fight in their favor, unless people go down from Northeastern. A lot of people are low. Kitsune Rush coming in from QJ, hopping away. Long shot coming in from Hedwig, taking down You Can't See Ghost is going to really allow them to stabilize on their defense.
Really solid first fight there. You can see Shashi wants to go ahead back on up. They got the combo. They got the cage fight. They have the Death Blossom. Beat is close to coming online as well. Really only thing to answer if you're Ball State, you're a little bit away from your own Death Blossom. Probably Kitsune Rush. About to be the first that comes up. But here we go. We're seeing the EMP come back on the cage, and well, the beat gets invested from Northeastern. They're trying to be able to go on in. Shashi has the Death Blossom, backs on out. Ravenstrider will throw down their Kitsune Rush, and Spencer opens it up onto Hedwig. Ninja Curly Fry continuing their dominance. Ghost lighting up the rest of these players, hits the virus onto Bryce Cubes. QG Hop gonna go ahead and eat themselves off the map for a quick reset, but 2 minutes remaining, coming down to the wire here. Ball State answering back with some aggression.
The big thing is they use that Kitsune Rush to build up to the sound barrier, to build up to this Death Blossom, and as well the cage fight. Really looking to finish it off here. They've got the time in the bag. If they can win this, they've set themselves up perfectly for the overtime rounds, but that's the name of the game. They've got the cage fight in. The EMP is calling in, though, and they still have not found the fight win. And Scoop goes, takes down Spencer. Death Blossom was invested by Shashi. They're taken down by the Kunai to the dome. But it looks like Ball State are going to be a little bit less aggro. They've got to wait it out, and they might lose some players as QJ Hop is going to find Yakester, and that's going to be the fight one from Northeastern.
Yeah, Northeastern wins that fight, and Ball State, they have to back on up. They got to regroup. You're down to a minute. Final fight coming on in. Ball State, you have the EMP, Kitsune, Death Blossom ready to rock. You got the cage and beat coming on if you are Northeastern, so they can waylay this, at least get those ultimates online. They're going to be feeling pretty good. But here comes the Kitsune Rush, flying on in, the EMP up over the top. The beat, though, from Price Cubes will come back on in. Doesn't matter, though. Spencer is going to absolutely delete Scoop. The Death Blossom comes on in as they're trying to bring down the rest of Northeastern, and they are falling like flies. Not going to make it happen. They end it with a minute. Ball State able to answer back with 3 points of their own.
Yeah, and a very negligible time difference, 4 seconds between them, so it's not really going to matter in the grand scheme of things. Both these two teams, however, had a very, very quick first point. Northeastern a little bit quicker, but again, negligible stuff all around. We'll see if we see any swaps here, Dandro. Are we going to see something a little sneaky come in from Ball State? No, we're not. We're going to stick what's been working with, and that's what we're going to stick with. That's what we're going to see.
Yeah, both teams had really, really nice fight ones here when they were both on offense, so it's going to feel like, to me, who can maybe learn from their mistakes on defense and be able to hold on longer. Obviously, a minute is not a long amount of time to work with. You have maybe time for one fight, maybe two, if you have people who are able to kind of get back and you're able to regroup. So let's go ahead and see what we got going on here. Northeastern will be first to defend as they're starting to play backside of the hotel. Ball State looking to get aggro here right out of the gate, and they make it happen.
Well, if you're a Ball State fan, they've got to make it happen here. Or you're going to go down to, or we might actually just see a draw on this map, which is a very good possibility if Ball State do not capture a point or a percentage of this point, as we're already down to 30 seconds and going in already with the slam, looking for a pick. Spencer still very high up and very healthy, slamming in the back, looking for the hack, going for the pick. They find Shashi out, and that might just be it. Spencer going down, though, is huge if you're Northeastern, but it's just not going to matter in the grand scheme of things, as Ball State is able to capitalize and take down the remaining members of Northeastern.
I feel like I'm watching Scoop get a little too aggro. I feel like a couple times we've seen him really just basically face tanking, and next thing you know, it's just getting blown up, right? And then off the back of Scoop going down, it's hard for Northeastern to stay up. When you have Spencer on this Mount who's just laying in the damage, that was the rough part. You saw there Spencer was able to kind of get behind them a little bit as well. So got in some great shots onto QG Hop and as well onto Shashi. And so Shashi kind of had to turn around, try and be able to get those shots in, get maybe some of that little bit of lifesteal. It doesn't matter. But look at this. Hedwig has flown immediately on top of Ball State. We're starting to see the return Death Blossom. Okay. The double Kitsune. This is an absolute wild amount of ultimates getting used here.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to use it because, I mean, it's overtime, and they're going to be able to keep pushing forward as Ball State off the back of those ultimates invested. And now things are looking almost dire. I wouldn't say dire quite just yet because it's only one fight, one in overtime, but I mean, Ball State are pushing a lot farther than you would have hoped if you're a Northeastern fan right now, as things are looking good for them. They've got the cage fight though from Scoop as well. They're gonna have the sound barrier. They've got to be able to find a pick quickly though before ultimates build up for Ball State.
On and he drops the cage, but as he drops the cage, he's half HP. You're seeing the beats come in for each team. It is just a flurry. Bryce Cube's going to be the one to claim on Spencer. Ninja Curly Fry goes down, so does Yakester. And after, well, a number of lost fights, 81 meters deep, Ball State gets eliminated. Northeastern able to keep it there. But man, if you are Northeastern, that's a tough act to follow.
It really is. Like I said, that's a pretty good progress for Ball State, especially with how low it got before they even captured the point, right? So now Northeastern has to match it. And can we see that happen from him? We did see it on their first attack, but again, things are a little bit more dire in the overtime rounds. Do the nerves get to them here? That's a big thing to think about. We shall see. No swaps yet again, sticking with the Maugas. But we'll have to see. Can Northeastern replicate their first attacking round?
It's going to be the real question, but more importantly, can they replicate the first attacking round? But can they also continue to win that next fight? Because sure, you can win the first fight. All right, great. You get the cart moving, but then at that point, you're kind of just in overtime. You can't get off the cart at all, and you have to be able to win that second fight to follow it up. So maybe you can win first fight without any ultimates. You feel good. You then feel solid about the ults that you do have for second fight. We'll have to wait and see. But Northeastern's come flying like a bat out of hell immediately through the gate. Scoop finally makes their way across as well. The rest of Ball State kind of playing this back hotel. They're going to give up point and have to play a little bit of retake.
Guys, now they're going to push forward. Ninja Curly Fire gets a little bit over aggressive. Going to be able to back up, but Spencer's so low right now. They can definitely take him down here. The hack comes through, and Shashi's found two already, and there it is. A quick capture of point number one, especially if they find these last, these late staggers is going to be huge. But what is massive for Ball State is they're not going to have to deal with the overtime spawns.
Yeah, that was a little too clean, if I'm being honest with you, from Northeastern. I don't know why Ball State gave up so much space there. They're playing the backside of Hotel. They let Northeastern just to move on, and it's, well, Shashi, they're so worried about, Scoop kind of on that front side, pushing on in. They're not even looking at Shashi, just waltzes on in, gets the shotguns fire, and then the next thing you know, gets a double kill off the back of it. And now look at this, Northeastern, they got an EMP to work with. This might be all you need.
Yeah, Headwing's EMP might be all that is necessary. This is going to get on to Hack is going to be there, and the EMP comes in a little bit later from You Can't Ghost, but now the Kitsune Rush is coming on the board. But it's all red in the kill feed here for Northeastern as they keep finding pick after pick. You got to stay on the point, though. That's the big thing, as Northeastern are probably going to be taking our second map of the series as Ninja Curly Fry trying to stall for time, blown up, taken down, and that's all she wrote. Northeastern take map number 2.
That was so insane to watch. Ball State did a great job in overtime, right? They win their fights. They're keeping it mixy. That's great. Northeastern comes into overtime and just slaughters them. That was just not even close off the back of that. Ninja Curly Fry had some fantastic moments. This Death Blossom was one of them. We saw it just got so many people just so low, and it basically gets the 4K. I think Ghost maybe stole the last final bits of damage there on Scoop. But wow, Northeastern currently up 2-0 in the series. Looking a little too clean for me.
Yeah, looking really good here, and maybe my predictions of a deeper series not looking too good right now. Obviously there's still time to be changed. There's still a couple maps to go. They've got, and then definitely with with Flashpoint, this could be the chance for Ball State to really change how things are happening.
Yeah, I mean, this is the point where you got to maybe recollect if you are Ball State. You've had a couple of moments where, it hasn't really been the best. You've kind of been getting picked apart, right? So I feel like if you are, you're having moments of greatness. You're having glimpses of being really, really good, but it's just not coming together. This Mauga mirror is really, really interesting to me because I actually think Spencer is the better Mauga in this matchup. You know, Scoop is doing a really good job, but I'm just seeing a little bit too many times that Scoop gets aggro and then gets immediately deleted. I think Spencer is like playing his positioning a little bit better, but it just feels like there's maybe no follow-up with it. It's hard for them to be able to combo it with the Death Blossom, or maybe like get all three, right? Get the cage into the EMP, into the Death Blossom, maybe make it happen, something like that. It's just, you know, I need to see Ball State kind of maybe play a little bit better on the teamwork. Because if you're Northeastern, I don't know if it's just a skill diff. I don't know if their teamwork is better and they know they know how to play against these heroes a little bit better, but they are just, it feels like they're on another level.
I think our production staff want us to talk about the trophy as we continuously slow pan in. And look at that. A nice little trophy coming in for the champion of Overwatch 2 for the spring 2024 of Esports Collegiate. I mean, hey, we'll see. You'll see who wins that tomorrow with, I believe, Catinator will be on the call with you tomorrow.
Yes, it will be Catinator and I tomorrow at 10 a.m. sharp. So we're going to wrap up here. I got 12 hours, then I'm right back, baby, in the thick of it in grand final. So it's going to be a really great time. Huge shout out to Ball State for hosting this LAN. We really, really appreciate it. It's kind of nice being able to see the players, you know, be in that cool little setup right there, right? You got 3 players up top, 2 on the bottom, kind of you and your friends playing some Overwatch 2. Trust me, if I would have had an esports program when I was in college, I would have been an absolute demon. But unfortunately, I didn't. So now I just have to get to be here today alongside great people like Joker and be able to talk about it. So really, really, really cool stuff. Really cool, you know, setup they have going on there on LAN.
You know, let's talk about Hedwig, because I think Hedwig has just been a monster today. The Sombra has just been too clean. I feel like almost every single fight we're seeing the EMP being built up and being used very well, either to shut down the cage fight from Spencer, or to really enable the aggro nature that Scoop really wants to play with their Malga.
Yeah, and I think what you're also seeing too, just the sort of combo of the virus as well. It looks like they're doing a really solid job of like calling out who's getting virus and then burning them down, right? I feel like what is going to happen is you're seeing Spencer just kind of be there. And even if they do get put in these cage fights, it's immediately the virus onto the biggest target, and it's everybody just, you know, light them up. And so when you have a Malga and a Reaper just laying in bullets onto a virus, you know, other Malga, this big old, you know, literally health sponge. At least some of the other tanks, you have some armor, you have some shields to waylay some of that damage. Malga has none of that. Right? It's just pure straight HP. Give me all of the damage. You're going to get melted.
And we are headed to Saravasa yet again here as, we'll see. Can Ball State start their claim? Can they need a map victory right now, Dandro? Or things are going to look disastrous headed into our break after this map, right? So, I mean, are we going to see some swaps? No team players have swapped yet, and Spencer's going over to the Orisa for the moment. Are we going to be seeing more of a transition to that standard composition?
It's definitely possible. I feel like maybe they're finding that the Malga from Scoop is just a little bit too much for them to deal with. So if you can be able to swap on over to that Orisa and make it work, I feel like, you know, you're feeling pretty solid. You can see Ghost has moved over to the Sojourn. Ninja Curly Fry currently on, of course, that Symmetra just for the rollout. We'll swap back over to the Tracer. On the mean side for Northeastern, hey, they found their comp. They're finding success with it. They're going to keep it, and I like it. You know, if it's not broke, definitely don't try and fix it.
Yeah, definitely. There's no reason to fix anything if you're Northeastern right now. But the flashpoint is going to be unlocking on Market here. And no, you can't see Ghost is going to find QJ Hop now. Going to be having to fortify out, fortify back for the moment. But a lot of people are low, and you can't see Ghost continuing to find these shots with that rail shot. And that's going to be huge. And we might see some swaps come in from Northeastern to match this Orisa comp now.
I mean, that was just really, really solid from Spencer there. Hits the javelin onto Scoop, able to get the stun. You're just seeing the damage follow up. I feel like you can't see Ghost with Spencer now. They maybe have found some of the missing damage that they were kind of looking for in those previous maps. Not that Mauga doesn't put out damage, but, you know, Ghost was on that Sombra. Now you're able to come on over to the Sojourn and just get in more consistent damage. And then you have the Orisa, who maybe provides you a little bit more CC when it comes to fighting off some of these characters. So I love that they've been able to make the switch. They find some early success with it as they're getting ready to cross the 50% threshold. Ninja Curly Fry on the Tracer, something a little bit different, was stuck on Reaper for 2 maps. Well, finally, you get to unleash the beast and get a little aggro.
Yeah, they're looking really good here, and now the Pulse Bomb Stick gonna come through and take Scoop out of the fight, as this should just be round number 1, flashpoint number 1, going the way of Ball State.
Feeling good. It's a good way you want to start your flashpoint map with a kind of back-to-back fight win series. You come out here and now, well, you have a couple ultimates on the way. If you are Northeastern, you also have a chance to combo here. Not too bad, Spencer. You got the Terra Surge, you got the Kitsune if you're Raven Strider. Starting to move on over. Northeastern, they gotta make something happen here on this next point.
Yeah, we'll see here as now we're still not seeing any swaps from Northeastern as well. Scoop hasn't been able to make anything work. They're only 60% of their ultimate right now. So you've got to think maybe we might see a swap coming soon. Hedwig gets caught out, though. They are going to get a virus down. There's the Kitsune Rush coming in from Raven Strider and QJ Hop. The EMP coming through, and Scoop's going to be able to get all the damage that they needed in the world. Spencer, though, does find 2, but it's just not going to matter as Northeastern take the fight and take the first control, or take control of the point.
Yeah, first fight is going to feel very good to them. I hope, you know, we can see Scoop and then the others get back here ASAP, because Ball State, they are flying at this point. Trying to be able to get on there, understanding they might be able to hit a timing. You have the Terror Surge, you have the beat ready to go. Pulse Bomb and Overclock not too far behind. But Northeastern, they can waylay this enough. You have the Cage, Death Blossom combo if you need it. Death Blossom online for Shashi. Scoop finally gets the Cage. The Pulse Bomb misses. That is huge. The hack goes in onto the Orisa, as here we're starting to see the Cage come on in. You're trying to get out of here, this Tracer, but the beat will keep you alive for now. Ooh, the Terror Surge goes on through, but the Death Blossom, it's going to be a little bit too much. Hedwig on the hunt.
Yeah, that's it. There's round number 2 going the way. This Garden's going the way of Northeastern. The kills coming in late. They're trying. Ooh, when they do find, you can't see Ghosts, and that's unfortunate. Northeastern take Gardens.
All right, ties it on up. Does not let the lead happen as we get ready to move on over here towards the Ruins point. Northeastern seemingly have made it over here, so Ball State trying to maybe gain an entrance. Ghost has been able to find an angle here, gets a little bit of that damage, comes on the backside, could maybe cause some chaos with his Overclock. Here we see it come online. Can you hit the shots? Can you manage to get there? I don't really know who you're trying to shoot at right now. Finally ends up on Scoop. Ooh. Ninja Curly Fly will be the one to find the first, as Northeastern does go down in a very late EMP from Hedwig.
Yeah, late EMP from Hedwig, and a lot, and ultimates, and the Kitsune Rush was invested in that as well. Yikester being able to help keep them up for with that. I believe the Sound Bearer was invested in that as well. So, Ball State are going to be able to take control of Ruins here for the time being. And with nothing from Northeastern online, they start really in a good spot to keep it for the long time. We'll see now with the rotation already coming in from Northeastern, but Scoop is already so low. Pulse Bomb is going to be cleansed away, though, so Rush is going to come in, though, from Raven Strider into finding Scoop out of the fight. This should just be the that fight done.
Some really solid work here from You Can't See Ghost. Saw them kind of stuck on the Sombra in map number 1, since being able to move on over to the Sojourn has had a lot more success. 2 back-to-back fights that feel great if you're Ball State. Puts you up on map point already. Northeastern, though, they're going to maybe fly at this point one more time, or are they going to go ahead and just rotate to the next one? I don't know if it matters. The Spencer's going to open up onto Hedwig. Terra Surge comes in. You might be able to catch one. You do. Bryce Cubes not able to stay there. Spencer hanging on by a thread somehow. Able to be kept alive. And that is a third fight lost if you're Northeastern. Point will go to Ball State.
I thought so. My thought was, Ball State go in, or for Northeastern go in, get them to invest ultimates, and if you win the fight, you win the fight. That's huge. But Northeastern invested in the ultimate as well. We do see Shashi moving over to the Tracer now, so yeah. I guess it was a reason to swap, but you could have held on to it for this next engagement. And not just waste it there in the end. But we'll see as this goes forward. Trying to make a difference. Oh! Blinks right into the oncoming Ninja Curly Fry. Shashi's already out of this fight here, Dandro, and they look to keep it going their way. Does Ball State, especially if Ninja Curly Fry can land this Pulse Bomb? Cage Fight invested here, but they've already lost Scoop and Hedwig in the fight. And I think we're going to finally be seeing some swaps come in from Northeastern as they're moving more over to this traditional Aristocomp, and there it is.
Yep, Hedwig on the Sojourn. You got Shashi on the Tracer. Basically a mirror match right now. And I feel like what I'm seeing from Northeastern, it's like they're losing these fights, and then it's like, okay, the fight's over. Just either commit to dying or back on up, and then they're dropping ultimates, and then just still getting deleted. It's like, what? Why? What are we doing here, you know? So I love, maybe they knew that the swap was coming, so they said, hey, you know, we know we're swapping, so let's at least commit something, which I don't necessarily mind. But Shashi now gotta make it happen as well. Kitsune Rush will come flying on in from Raven. A lot of damage going on out. Everybody staying alive here in the middle of the Kitsune. Spencer, you have the Terror Surge. You're seeing it. It picks a couple of them. Immortality Field, though, will kind of keep them alive, but it's not going to be enough. Ghost Spencer gonna be able to clean them on up. You got a chance for maybe one more good fight if you're Northeastern.
Yeah, wow. Ball State seemingly awoken. And I think it might have been a little bit of tactical crouching from Northeastern that got them up, got Ball State to open or to awake from their slumber that we saw in the first 2 maps. They're looking so much better here now, D'Andro, and their things. Especially if they can win this point, they're going to be taking the series and coming back closer into it. And now they've taken away the Pulse Bomb, though, and the Pulse Bomb does come out from Shashi. Still a lot of time to go. They've got to find a pick, and there it is. 2 come in from Hedwig and Shashi at the perfect time, and they needed this fight win, or they would have lost the map. Coming in Northeastern at the 11th hour with the team kill.
There you go. Able to make it happen, showing some signs of life. Or rail through a defense matrix, or an amplification matrix rather, is gonna deal some damage. And you see Hedwig just sends it on through and just absolutely deletes You Can't See Ghost. So some really good work there. I like that they've had this amplification matrix and they have the immortality field. It seems like these are 2 really, really solid sort of you know, abilities that they can be able to use. So they gotta hold on to this one. If they can tie it up 2-2, this map's not over, you'd be feeling pretty good.
Ooh, but Ninja Curly Fry comes in, wins the Tracer duel already. Now the overclock comes in from You Can't See Ghost. Terror Surge there as well. They've already found 3 picks in this fight, looking for more, and that should be it with the overtime bar ticking away. Ball State take the map and come back to 1 map away. Now it's 2-1 for Northeastern.
Yeah, keeping the tournament alive. Not going to get 4-0'd today. No 4 Overwatch. Let's take a look at Hedwig's play of the game, though, in this match. Did some great things with this Sombra all across here. And it's just an EMP, and it just looks like just a solid cleanup that was here with some chases. Brings them on down. Hedwig tried to do their best for their team, but it wasn't enough at the end of the day. But wow, this is heating up. This is feeling good here, Joker. We are going to go to a very quick break, and when we come back, we're going to be heading into map number 4 of Northeastern versus Ball State. All right, everybody, welcome on in. It is currently 2-1 in favor of Northeastern going against Ball State. Northeastern came out hot and heavy swinging on Busan and Kings Row, but on Suravasa, Ball State were able to make it happen. So let's hop on board this push map to make it happen. Can Northeastern be able to answer back?
Yeah, that's the real question that they're seeing, and no real swaps coming in. Besides Shashi sticking with the Tracer into this, we'll see. I mean, we saw Ball State really push it into a new gear that last map, looking to tie up the series here on this is Esperanza. Now, I mean, the fight's just still breaking out. There's not really anything happening. It's just a lot of poking and prodding right now, Dandro.
Yeah, it's a lot of just kind of heat checks, I feel like. But finally, Spencer goes on in. Shashi finds Yakester. Scoop's going to be able to back on out. Hopefully get some of these heals. He needs some help right now. You got to dump heals into this man. You're able to find it as they slowly but surely have started to push this bot. Shashi on the back line, though. Just try to be annoying. Can you find any of these supports?
Yeah, or I mean, right now, Yakester was not where you wanted to be if you're a Lucio, and they got punished for it. And Northeastern are looking to continue this trend going forward, looking to get to this forward spawns with a fight win. But Kitsune Rush already being invested by QJ Hop as well. The Pulse Bomb did come in from Ninja Curly Fire, but nothing did come to fruition. And in the midst of it all, they've already rotated back. Ball State's got the point in their favor. EMP is going to come through, but it's only going to connect to Spencer, and that's just cleansed away. And now with the overclock, you can't see Ghost is going to find two. And that is that. Ball State are going to be able to move their bot a little bit more into their favor here.
Yeah, Northeastern, you kind of saw the Kitsune. They pushed forward. They didn't really have any firepower to follow it up with. But Ball State, they just kind of are able to stay alive, wait it out. They get the ultimates online, and then they're able to answer on back. So the overclock come through. You see the Kitsune Rush come on in. And now, well, as we get ready to kind of set up for this next fight, they're already feeling good. They have the beat. You have a Terra Surge. Like, there's the only thing that you can kind of have to worry about. You got a Cage and a Pulse Bomb and a beat ready to go, but not really much going to happen if you're Northeastern side. Scoop flies on into the front.
Ooh, so many ultimates invested there, but nothing really coming to as there it goes. Scoop is down, not able to use the cage fight in the midst of it all. And now Yakester still has this sound barrier to invest going forward, and they're not going to need it now because they found Hedwig, and they're about to find Bryce Cubes as well as you can't see Ghost finds another pick.
Yeah, I mean, Northeastern, yet again, I'm going to keep saying it, Scoop is playing pretty aggro, but unfortunately for them, he's just kind of getting blown up. So we do see a pause come on in, potentially a little bit of a regroup situation right now. If you are Northeastern, maybe something's going on, who knows? But already so far, Ball State is looking pretty good on Esperanza. And I feel like I'm just seeing Northeastern just like make some mistakes. Like, it's not even like they're like hardcore super getting outplayed. It's just like mistake after mistake after mistake that's letting Ball State kind of get back into this game.
Yeah, right now, I think they got a little too big for their britches after those first two maps. Now that's allowed Ball State to gain some confidence, especially after winning that last map here and continuing to hold strong. I think we need to see some swaps. We got to get off this the Malga here, I think, if we are Northeastern. I expect that's going to be the case in a few short moments if it already hasn't happened. But we'll see it when we come back from the pause. It looks like it was some cable issues, if I'm not mistaken, as we're seeing people figure it out on our screen there to my left. I believe that would be the broad. Is that still the broadcaster's left?
No, it'd still be.
Right?
I mean, it'd be.
Okay.
If you were there, it'd be. I mean, it's left to the left of the
okay,
screen.
it's left. Yeah, it's left of the screen.
I never figured that out. I was like, what's stage left? What's audience left? Like what?
So technically, that would be stage right, but it's left for us.
Left.
Yeah, so it's left for us, right for them. They're trying to figure out that PC on the top. top left there. I think
Yep.
that's I think that's what the problem is.
Hey, okay. Happens to the best of us.
We're back.
All right. Great. Coming back on in. I like that you call that out, though. We see the Scoop has the cage. Probably in this next fight, we'll see it get invested, and then maybe the swap on over to the Orisa. Because I feel like they're having a little bit more success on that Saravasa when they were able to move on over to the Orisa. So I think Ball State have figured out how to play against the Mauga, and if you're Scoop, you got to make something different happen.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, when Mauga first came out, I was playing Orisa into Maugas if I couldn't mirror him on the Mauga. And I think that is, even though that is plat, it's still the same ideas transition into GM champion tiers of Overwatch, right? So, and right now, we're seeing the Orisa work wonders for him. Kitsune Rush is going to come in, but Ninja Curly Fly is going to be blown up. Sound Barrier's there, but Scoop is all alone, taken down. Raven Strider finds the pick, and now they've invested their own Kitsune Rush, but to no avail. No picks come off the back of it, and Yakester going in with the back smack, taken down Hedwig, and that is going to be Ball State yet again, reigning supreme.
Yeah, I'd love to see Hedwig. I mean, I know you have the EMP. Like, I don't know, maybe use it before you die there, because I feel like what we're seeing is like the Orisa Sojourn is just so consistent, and we're not really seeing the consistency from Northeastern right now. I mean, Hedwig, has been doing a great job on this Sombra for, the last couple maps, but not that I think it's that their Sombra isn't great. I just think they need maybe something a little bit more. Maybe even you bring out the Cassidy if you have that in your back pocket.
And we do get the forward spawns coming in from Ball State. They are going to lose Spencer early on. Now Yakester goes down as well. It's a great opening coming back in for Northeastern, but they're going to have to deal with the forward. Actually, they won't have to deal with the forward spawns because you can't see Ghost got down so late. They're going to have to wait for them now.
Yeah, and that was only off the back of an EMP, so looks like Northeastern are able to kind of pull it together. I like that. Those are the fights that I like to see, where it's just, one ultimate that's used, and it's kind of just, more of a brawl style, like who can play this, who can position better. So the fact that you're able to do that with an EMP feels really, really good. Ghost try to be able to get on top, and well, here you go. Scoop has flown on in. You're seeing some of the hacks, but immediately deleted. The Terra Surge comes out, followed by the Overclock. Bryce Cubes drop the beat, trying to keep them alive, but Ghost with the Overclock, you're gonna find 3. Raven Strider helps clean it on up. Yet again, like, even when I'm talking about Scoop right there, just like uses the charge and just face tanks so much damage that even by the time he gets on top of the Orisa, you're through all of your armor and you're sitting at literally half HP. Like, you're just asking to be focused down, especially yet again right here. Like, you're just dropping out. What is happening?
Yeah, things are just not going Northeastern's favor anymore. When we saw those first 2 maps, everything kind of went their way. Now, Ball State is taking every advantage they can. Spencer's already found 2. Rush comes in late, trying to turn it back. They found you can't see Ghost, but I think that's all they're going to find in this is Yakester finds 2 as well. It's just Scoop left on the point. Yakester with a 3rd, and Ball State continue pushing the bot forward.
Spencer on fire for a good reason. I would love to know what the idea behind that Kitsune was. I'm seeing a lot of panic ults right now, which is crazy because Northeastern, like, we're so good on Busan and Kings Row, and I don't know what happened. And, we went to Saravasa, they kind of lose a little bit, and I don't know if they're feeling desperate or not, but Ball State is just playing clinical right now. And Northeastern, I'm seeing a lot of just very small mistakes here and there that Ball State's just doing a really good job of capitalizing on.
They really are. This is a good opportunity, though, for Northeastern to come back into this. Scoop's going to have the cage fight. And the sound barrier is going to be there from Yakester, but the Terra Surge is going to be invested early on. A lot of people are low, but no one goes down. But QJ Hop very low. Some Pulse Bomb invested. There's the cage fight coming online. Sound barrier already been invested, but they've already lost 2. But is it going to be enough? No. Northeastern come back strong. Find 4. Ninja Curly Fry is still there. Sashi is there as well. Who's going to come out on top of this? It looks like Bryce Cubes is there as well, and Ninja Curly Fry is going to be taken down by Shashi.
Shashi doing a great job, wins that Tracer duel, and that is going to be a stagger on a Ninja Curly Fry, so that'll give them a little bit of time to keep pushing this bot forward. Finally, for the first time, Northeastern feels like they kind of have it together. They're able to win a fight. Ball State, you got the Pulse Bomb on Ninja Curly Fry, you got the Overclock and the Kitsune Rush coming out here soon. Thankfully, if you are Northeastern, you're not too far away from the same. So let's see what they can do to make it happen. Just barely away from getting those forward spawns. You would have loved to see them snag that off that push, but they're going to have to win that fight if they want to hold these.
Yeah, definitely. Hedwig's very close to the overclock here, but ESU has everything in their back pocket right now. But the Pulse Bomb coming in from Ninja Curly Fry. Overclock's coming through as there's Hedwig finding Ninja Curly Fry out. And all the ultimates going to be worth the while for Northeastern. They're going to take the fight and take the forward smallets to boot.
There you go. It's going to be Scoop still on point. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they just needed to regroup as a team, but they're able to move it on forward. They'll get the final pushes needed to get these forward spawns, and they just need to start making it around the corner here. Go see Scoop kind of maybe hop on back with the team. I like this. Regroup a little bit. Understand where you want to play. Maybe hold this high ground. Retake this fight. Try and get the push that you need off of these fights, but it does look like Ball State. They've started to kind of push it back. They'll waylay it for now, but Ghost trying to look at when that overclock can come online.
I get the idea, but you don't have the lead. This is what you see when you have the bot progress, that you just let them come to you. Right now, you need to push the bot forward. There's only 15 seconds left. You can win the fight, but you could still allow Ball State to come back into this. And now we're seeing finally Northeastern push it forward here and now, but Scoop is already so low. We're gonna have to run away. Overclock comes in from You Can't See Ghost, finds out Hedwig, finds out Scoop. Oh my goodness, the 4-piece comes in from Ghost and finishes it off. Ball State take map 4, ties the series up. It's a whole new ball game.
I hope that's gotta be playing the game. That was just absurd. Ghost on the Sojourn is pulling off some ridiculous things here. Yeah, let me see it again, because oh my lord. Plays this high ground in the back, starts the overclock. Oh, this actually isn't it. This is a different overclock clip. Just doing a great job of finding the two of them. Even that 4-piece at the end was just nutty. You're getting the laser beams in there. You are doing a fantastic job of just doing your part, getting that damage in. Seems like Ball State, they have figured out the comp that has brought Northeastern onto their back foot. Northeastern, I feel like they're being a little bit stubborn right now.
Yeah, a little bit, right? They saw what worked for them on those first 2 maps. They're sticking with it. But now your comp has been figured out. The Orisa and the Orisa showing why it's meta, right?
Yeah.
They're able to stabilize so much easier instead of the Mauga. And I think we need to see the full swap coming away from that Mauga mirror, the Mauga comp that we're seeing from Northeastern, right?
Yeah.
And I think we have to see the Orisa mirror come out fully.
Yeah, I think I want to see the Orisa and the Sojourn come on in. I think that would help provide a lot. We saw, obviously, Hedwig was able to kind of do some crazy things on the Sojourn in return as well. So it's a character that they're feeling confident with. They understand how to make it work. So they got to be able to find it here, because Ball State has a lot of momentum. If you're Northeastern, you came out swinging. You took those first 2 maps like it was nothing, like it was cake, but you dropped the ball. And yet again, I'm going to keep going back to it. I feel like on that Esperanza, there were so many times I'm watching panic ults off the back of a failed fight if you are Northeastern. So, just lock it in a little bit. Hopefully somebody, they have a coach. I know they have a coach, or even just as a squad, they're talking through it together. Say, hey guys, if we're going to lose a fight, commit to losing the fight. We can regroup. We'll have ultimates. We can go again. Because there are so many times I'm watching EMPs get used after fight. I'm watching Kitsune Rushes get used after fight. I'm watching Cages get used after fight. And these are big time ultimates you need to swing some of these battles in your favor.
I think we're seeing a swap come in for Northeastern here, which could finally be showing that they are looking to adapt, looking to change into something different here. And we'll have to see who the swap is, because we're seeing some keyboards changing. And usually that means a new player's coming in.
I'll have to go ahead and see. Get word, of course, from our staff what's going on here with some of the player swaps and things like that. But wouldn't be surprised, because maybe that's what you need. You need somebody new to come in, provide some new signs of life to the team. Maybe they can play some new heroes that are there that maybe fit a little bit better in your cop, maybe have a little bit better of an answer to what's going on. Even if it's not just like I think sometimes people see swaps and like, oh, it means this player's playing bad. It's like, no, sometimes it just means you need something different. So we'll wait and see what that swap is going to be. What are they bringing new to the table? And more importantly, what is our next map?
I assume it would probably be an escort map. So we'll see where we're going to go from these two teams. I want to say I really like these monitors that Ball State has in their facility. Yeah. I like the lights on the back of them. Which I think normally you'd have to get those made, but I think that's just how they come naturally, and it's really cool. Well, stuff from them. And I think we're being told about something here from Nolan. I don't know what that would.
Okay.
I'm so confused. What?
Okay. Northeastern right now, they were 12-1 coming into this series. They 3-0'd Ball State last time that they met. So already this series is a completely different beast. Okay. We're seeing obviously Ball State is showing up. They're doing a great job of being able to kind of hold Northeastern. And this would honestly be like a kind of a cool upset to see, to have Ball State be able to take down Northeastern and make their way back to the grand finals, because let's just remind everybody, Northeastern was 12-1 coming into this event. Their one loss, well, it was to Miami, who's currently waiting in grand finals for our event tomorrow. So some storylines brewing. From what I've seen, Northeastern at their best, I think, has a better shot against Miami tomorrow. But Ball State, they're showing grittiness, and that's what I like. I feel like they are doing a great job of kind of icing up, making the adjustments where they need, and keeping their fight going.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. Still, I think we're almost ready to go in there with just probably making sure everything's all ready for making sure their sensitivity, everything's translated over, because this is their first time coming in onto the stage. And I'm just excited to see how this continues going. We're now down to a best of 3 series, pretty much, and whoever takes this next map really gets everything, really gets that momentum going towards themselves.
Definitely excited to see what we got going in. We're asking, who is the sub that's coming in? What is the map? What do we got going on? I'd love to have some sort of idea.
Yeah, it would be good to know
some of the changes, but either way, I think it'll be a great time. Reminder, winner of this next map will be on Tournament Point. This is a best of 7, so it's going to be the first team to 4 maps. You missed our earlier matchup today, I'd highly suggest you go back in the VOD and watch it, because it was really good. It might have been a 4-0, but Ohio had some great moments, and I think it's going to be a good showing of what Miami can put up tomorrow, as they are the winners of that match, waiting currently in grand finals to see who will they be facing in this matchup of Northeastern versus Ball State.
I take it with a grain of salt. Twitch chat seems to think it's Frisco coming in for Northeastern. Okay. So that would be their tank player coming in, which would be a definite change of pace from having Scoop who's been on the tank role throughout the series so far, just been on that the Malga. If it is Frisco, I think it'll make a lot of difference, a lot more stable, more stable instead of that super aggro style we saw from Scoop.
Well, and also you probably have a deeper tank pool, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know that obviously if maybe you're a tank player, you're probably decent on the Orisa right now. Maybe you also, one thing that we have been seeing, we've been seeing a lot of the Ramatra as well sometimes, right? So, you know, maybe we see a Ramatra come on out. Maybe the Sigma, we saw that a little bit as well for maybe one of those poke comps. So you have these like flex kind of like maybe a little bit on the outside you know, tanks that can come in that if you're a tank player, you probably have better, you know, solutions with. So yeah, it kind of looks like I'm reading in Twitch chat the same thing as you. Looks like Frisco, their actual tank player, is here, which, let's be honest with you, that tank is arguably the most important role on a team, right? So if you have a new tank coming in, that's going to completely change the way that this team is taking fights. How, if you know, if you're going against a team that now has a real tank player, like all of a sudden you might have been used to taking space that you're not able to grab anymore. You're gonna have to fight for it a lot more. It's gonna be really, really interesting to see how will this edition of Frisco come on in, and will it change the matchup that we're seeing?
I'm trying to picture. Okay, so we're going to Circuit Royale here, Danjro. And it is Frisco coming in for Northeastern. I'm assuming we're going to be going to see really the standard meta that we've always seen on Circuit Royale, perhaps. And that's why we're seeing Frisco come in. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Right. The Circuit Royale special coming in for both of these two teams.
Ninja Curly Fry is the one who has now moved over to the Sojourn. And then we're seeing the double sniper so far. I gotta imagine Shashi probably gonna maybe just hit the recon, immediately swap to something else that's there. But yeah, if you're just tuning in and you haven't really seen this before, the Circuit Royale, classic poke comp, you got a Widow. You have this Sigma who just can kind of hold an angle. And then, well, on the other side, you just got Zen and Bap just throwing down damage. You're trying to Discord orb somebody and just trying to catch them on the back foot. So we'll see. Usually once you make it around that second corner, you can kind of do something completely different, though. So we are starting to see already Spencer from Ball State leading the charge.
Yeah, Ball State opted to go for the offensive here. So switching back over to the red side for this map. We'll see how it changes the dynamic of this going forward. But we're still waiting for the first pick. Who's gonna find that headshot? Is it gonna be Hedwig? Is it gonna be Ghost? That's the real question right now. Or is it gonna be the Hanzo? As well, actually, interestingly enough, it's Bryce Cubes that have come out as well. Scoop is going to go over to the support role to play the Zenyatta for Northeastern. And there it is. Hedwig finds the shot on to Ghost, and now that's going to allow Northeastern to take the space as Ball State is going to retreat back.
And there you go. A couple more will fall. Both supports getting taken down. That is not going to let Spencer stay online. As well, that first fight, they get a little bit of space off of it, but Northeastern continues to hold. And you kind of don't really worry about too much of your Northeastern that they got it around this first corner, because this is where you really, this big long sight line is where you really want to try and hold them to. So Ball State, it's going to be a little tough right now because you got Hedwig who's lined right on up. You can only do so much. You're seeing the ping come out, and oh my gosh!
Oh my
takes goodness. To the sky. Spencer, though, they're trying to take this high ground.
Yeah, they're trying to take this sight lines away from Hedwig right now, and you kind of have to after seeing these shots coming in from the DPS player of Northeastern. Now they're pushing them back for the moment, but the sights are up, and things are going to be a little bit more difficult here. It's now. They're also going to be using that recon arrow as right now the Ball State and Northeastern are just kind of waiting for that pick yet again. Yakester does have the amp matrix available for this.
That's definitely good, but QG Hop has the amp matrix as well online. You can see Spencer coming up near the top. just basically denying that sightline like you mentioned. And here we go. Northeastern, their amplification comes on through with a graviton flux. It's up in the air, but the lamp is going to keep them alive. Scoop will get found by Ravenstrider as Spencer now trying to land the rock. Can they manage to go on in there? The trance will come out for Ball State, keeping them alive in the time frame as we're seeing some aggression come in from Ravenstrider onto Hedwig. But look at this. Frisco finds them and then falls off the map.
Falls down, not looking good, and now Ball State have this opportunity to push forward, almost finding the rock in the midst of Hedwig's grapple, and this might be point one going to Ball State, especially if Hedwig falls down here before they can find a pick. Now didn't push that part for a little bit. That could allow the chance to get the touch, and it is, and now Ghost finds a revenge headshot onto Hedwig. Transcendence coming in from Scoop, and Shashi finding a shot coming in across the map with the arrows. And now Northeastern are going to be able to hold yet again, it seems.
This is a huge spot. They deny, of course, that first point getting completed, which you know those spawns are really close by. So any pick they get here is going to send Ball State all the way back, and they're doing a great job just kind of holding this down. Shashi as the shots unlock. Frisco will be able to turn and take down Ravenstrider. No more Discord, no more healing orb, no trance available to come on in as we see Hedwig has now just kind of playing this lower side somewhere, trying to be able to get it. Can you go up top, up through the window?
Maybe not.
Yaxter!
That's not it quite just yet. Hedwig finds another shot, though. It might be all over with the amp matrix coming through when it is all done and dusted. Northeastern are able to complete the full hold, but it's all the way to the end of point one. So there's still definitely a chance for Ball State to complete the fuller hold.
Yeah. I mean, if you are Northeastern, though, you feel pretty great. Like, you just have to get it to that first point, and you're like, you're done, right? That's all, your only objective right now. So they're feeling pretty good. I liked what I was seeing out of the double sniper comp. I will say it looked like Shashi was doing a great job of maybe playing a little bit more in that mid range and just kind of getting enough damage where even if he wasn't finding the picks, they at least were still able to get, you know, these solid body shots in, which are still bringing people down to, you know, half HP or so, right? You're getting the information with the recon that's then just helping out Hedwig on the Widowmaker to be able to clean them up. So some really good kind of calls there. I like that, but Ball State, they had a couple moments of greatness as well, so would not be surprised if they're able to hold this first point on lock.
Yeah, this is going to be really rough for Ball State. Can they pull out the fuller hold to take us to match point? Or is it going to be Northeastern to come in, claw back into the series with that 3-2 after dropping these previous two maps?
Well, let's go ahead and see.
That's all we really can. We have to wait, because I mean, we can't just decide without watching the map, because this, I mean, if we did, this would have been over after map number 2, but I mean, Ball State have been playing some incredible Overwatch. Can they keep it up here? Or is this hill of that full hold too high to climb right now? We'll still have to see as they're still waiting it out, looking for the shots, but Northeastern has already taken a lot of space away from Ball State and looking for the shot. Not going to be able to find it, though. Hedwig looking for a shot of their own, but nothing's coming in quite just yet.
Oh, no.
Shashi takes down Spencer, and that might be it, especially with these late kills coming in here, Dandro.
And look at the shots coming out from Hedwig, just doing a good job finding them left and right. You know, they just gotta get the cart here. You're seeing some aggression come out. They're gonna find Ghost up in the sky. Ninja Curly Fry taking out. The Doomfist comes out, but it's just not going to be enough. Northeastern University, they bring in Frisco, they bring in their tank, and well, on a map like Circuit Royale, guess what? It definitely showed. But I gotta say, that kind of felt like the DPS show to me. The double sniper comps just going at it. You need great teamwork between Shashi and Hedwig.
Obviously, I mean, that's what we're right in right now. The DPS just rule everything in Overwatch at the moment, and a great substitution coming in for Northeastern. Frisco really was able to make a little bit very stable, make Northeastern a little bit that much more stable, I shall say, and was able to really allow Hedwig and Shashi to make the plays when necessary. Now we are on to that serious point here, Dandro, and I think we're headed back to control.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see what map we do make our way on, but Northeastern one map away from being able to clutch this one on up in a 4-2 and be in the grand finals against Miami tomorrow morning. That is going to start at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You'll have myself, you'll have Catinator calling all of the action on that, but we also can't call that now because Ball State, after going down 0-2 in the series, they took 2 maps back to back. And so I wouldn't be surprised to see them come back swinging here, tie up the series, and make us go all the way to a game 7. But the one thing I want to talk about in that last game, obviously Frisco comes in, does great things on the Sigma, right? I just played the role perfectly. But one thing that really stuck out to me is there was a couple moments where when they were kind of defending that last corner, right, before the point, where I'm watching Ravenstrider kind of peek on the Zenyatta, was playing to the left a little bit. And of course that Sigma is worried about playing in front, absorbing all those projectiles, using the shield correctly, but would then look left and help like Ravenstrider would peek out and then is helping the DPS get the damage in needed, and then Ravenstrider is just getting deleted. So I think Frisco is showing some really solid positional awareness and awareness of what's going on around them that I think maybe they were missing with Scoop, who we're being told was not their tank player, with Scoop kind of coming in there. So being able to have a tank who is able to take some space means a lot. Now, granted, that was only on Sigma. We're about to go back to Control. Different story for different tanks.
Yeah, definitely. I think we're probably going to be going back to that Orisa because, I mean, Circuit has always been this Sigma double sniper type of map, right? It's been that way literally since its inception into Overwatch. And now we'll have to see how they can really play going into probably a brawl mirror in this for this. Or perhaps half of the marbles, because all the marbles are going to be in play in tomorrow. Like we said, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I won't be awake, but Dandro and Catinator will be, in fact, awake for that.
Yeah, I mean, it's enough that it's worth it. It's actually really not that early, to be honest with you. It's 10 a.m. I'm going to be here. I'm going to wake up, get some coffee in me, get some energy going. Do my stretches, lock it in to see what we got going on here amongst the two teams, and just be ready to go. So we'll go ahead and be ready for that. But like I said, we can't get ahead of ourselves. We got to figure out who's winning this match first. And well, here we go to Samoa.
Interesting. This, depending on where we are, will really depend on what we see from they're talking about playing Mercy. What are they talking about? They're not going to be going on Mercy. If you're playing Mercy right now, it's just kind of a throw choice. I won't really. I won't say that because if you're playing a Mercy, you can play. If you're playing Ashe, you probably should play Mercy. But Lucio is kind of the must pick at the moment, and we're seeing that come in here. But we are just seeing that those Orisas come back out here, Dandro.
Yeah, the Orisa's coming back out, but it looks like we're kind of seeing the one thing different. It's going to be Hedwig against Ghost. Hedwig on the Cassidy. So there's a little bit of a difference here, and I like that. I think on this map, I really like Cass just because of it's a little bit shorter sight range. Like everybody's trying to play around this middle area, and you can really make things happen, especially, obviously then you have the Kiri, the Tracer, the Lucio. Like that grenade is going to be fantastic to have. So Hedwig going wide, just kind of playing around here as the teams are starting to circle each other. A little bit of a do-si-do.
Yeah, already going in there. Spencer's looking for some plays, but it's gonna be You Can't See Ghost finding Hedwig early on. The DPS for Ball State stepping up when needed most, starting the fight off. But Northeastern has already got point control in the midst of all of that. They didn't even need to win the fight to get point control and capture percentage going. Youngster's gonna find down QJ Hop, and that should be that. Finally, the point is gonna flip back over to Ball State.
I like it. Yeah, the fact that they were able to grab that point in the middle of that fight is really actually nice of them, because even though they lose the fight in the end, it's like, great, you now just had to spend more time, you know, obviously flipping the point back. But then now look, just as they're getting ready to engage this next fight, they've evened up the score. So it's not like they got, you know, 20% ahead on them. It's just they kind of evened it up. A Hedwig, you got to be careful here, buddy. Don't peek your head out too far. Spencer, on the other hand, just lighting it up. Scoop gets taken out. The damage from the Orisa is a little bit too much. Here comes the beat flying on through, getting in the damage onto Frisco as they start flying. Shashi makes the trade, but I don't know if that's going to really be what you want. BSU wins this second fight as the point is ticking up.
And they only had to invest rush into that, right? So now they're going to still have 3, maybe 4 going into this. But so is Northeastern. They didn't use anything, which is great. And now Frisco picking out Ninja Curly Fry. It's going to allow Northeastern to really move in, as the Kitsune Rush is going to be the go sign to fully commit to this. Point's going to flip over, and Northeastern now have control.
And they are just pushing them back to the spawn. Ghost has the overclock. If they're not careful, we could see it come on in. Northeastern, they got 4 ultimates of their own here. This next fight is about to just be a straight ultimate dump. I do say, though, having the beat is definitely really good. Yakester isn't too far away. You can see Spencer here trying to take the fight against Frisco as we're seeing the beat from Scoop get invested. They're trying to fly on through. Terra Surge will come on out. 1 HP in a dream, but Shashi brings them on down. A little bit late from Yakester on the beat, though.
Yeah, beat gonna be invested and might be, like you said, a little too late, but QG Hop gonna go down. So there's still an opportunity for Ball State to come back into this here now, as they especially with, oh my goodness, Scoop very low as well, but still, it doesn't seem to matter. Northeastern have control of this point, have the advantage in the capture percentage, but now with the plays coming in, with the Kitsune Rush coming through from Raven Strider, now Hedwig is down, but there's still picks just keep coming through. Finally, Frisco's gonna fall down. Is it going to be enough to keep things going for Ball State and finally get the point back into their favor? It is.
All right, but they are going to be able to kind of waylay this enough, as it will tick up. They come back in. Northeastern, no ultimates online, but All State don't really have to worry about it either. The only thing they'll have is Terra Surge, so you can see Kitsune actually getting ready to be close as well. Kitsune can make all the difference in the fight. Scoop up over the top, trying to play alongside Frisco. They're looking for where are these other few players. Here comes the Kitsune straight down the middle. Looking through, gonna try and keep Yakester out as they fly on top of Spencer. A little bit of a 1v1 from Hedwig, but you hear the Terra Surge come on out, and Spencer will be able to find it. Gets 2. Scoop and QG Hop taken on out as the point enters overtime. That might be it for point number 1.
It was over when they found the supports, right? Scoop was so close to the sound barrier, which was going to change everything for Northeastern. Gives them that overhealth, gives them that stabilization that they were desperately looking for. That Terra Surge coming in from Spencer really sealed the deal and really helped them go 1-0 up on Samoa.
All right, well, that's first point for them. You can see Northeastern looks like not really too many swaps. Actually, I say that. I see QG Hop has made... Oh, I'll say maybe QG Hop was going to go out with the Baptiste, but comes back over to the Kiriko. That's there. So, yeah, I don't really know. A little bit of a interesting situation. It kind of looked like Northeastern had it, but Ball State just doing a great job of kind of winning those crucial fights to be able to flip the point and just get, 20, 30%.
And now BSU on the cusp of forcing map number 7 here. Is it going to be in the cards, or will Northeastern come back and get these last 2 points and take the series here and now? We'll see the fights breaking out. The picks are, well, not coming through just yet, but the damage is. And a lot of people are low on Ball State at the moment, and Spencer gets caught out there. A nice javelin from Frisco, and the follow-up from Hedwig is there. QG Hop is going to go down, and Gangster's found another pick. Ninja Curly Fry now getting in on the action as well, and once was almost certainly going to Northeastern, now has some difficulties for them in the grand scheme of things, but it looks like Northeastern are going to be able to stabilize.
Yeah, this fight does lay down, like you said, but I'm looking at Ball State. They're kind of all flying back on into point. I don't know if the rest of Northeastern is here and ready to rock yet. You can see Hedwig on the back, just getting absolutely dove by Yankster. Will get deleted, but Ghost going down very low. You see him Frisco being able to find that one. Raven Strider, you gotta stay up. Scoop will get taken out as well. Northeastern trying to stay up here, but it's gonna be Spencer and Yankster just finding the rest, continuing to make their way on through. Haven't managed to flip the point just yet. It's still ticking up for Northeastern, and finally they'll be able to bring it into their side.
Yeah, good stuff. Able to find the better trades in the grand scheme of things was Ball State, and finally going to be able to finish it out with the pick onto Frisco. But again, Northeastern have ultimates to invest here, but so does Ball State. They've got more, actually. So this could be another hold coming their way, unless, well, no, there's the pick on the QG Hop, and that should just really allow Ball State to get as aggro as they want. Frisco's just going to reset as Ball State are ticking up even more.
Hedwig just getting pushed back into the spawn and trying to be able to maybe help the team, maybe find a pick, build up some of that charge needed. They are going to have the Kitsune, Terra Surge, Overclock, and Beat ready to rock here pretty soon. But Ball State, they're about to have 5 ultimates online as well. This is a crucial fight here. Can you win it without investing all the ults? That's my question.
There's now going to be coming in. There's 5 ults on the board. Raven Strider's already used the Kitsune Rush, Sound Barrier, Overclock, as well as their own Kitsune Rush coming in from Northeastern, but the picks just haven't come through just yet. Terra Surge finally going to break the seal of those kills, but there's still not enough done. Finally looks like, though, Northeastern have gotten the picks necessary, but maybe not. The supports are gone for Northeastern. There's still a chance for Ball State to come into this all. They've got to be able to find some picks, as Spencer's taking us a lot of space. Overclock is there. Raven Strider is down, but the respawns are coming back from Ball State, and this Overclock is pushing them to the brink right now. They've got the point back in their favor, but I don't know how much longer. Spencer's so low, and they're still trying to stay off. Spencer's going to fall down, and I think Northeastern are going to quickly get the point back.
Seeing the kills come out, it was just a flurry, a stagger left and right, but finally Northeastern's the one who's going to be able to come back onto point and take it on. And well, you're able to do that still with a pulse bomb in your back pocket. Ninja Curly Fry not too far away from their own, but maybe that pulse bomb is all you need to turn the fight and be able to clutch this one on up, tie the map.
Yes, now they've got to be able to find something. The pulse bomb comes in from Shashi, and Raven Strider is down. Not what you wanted to see. That could be the end of it all on this point because of it. Hedwig does fall down, but again, I think it's a little too much damage that has come out from Northeastern already.
Ball State, I don't know what you got to do. You have the Tracer here. Ninja Curly Fry goes in. The recall comes out. Shashi, 1 HP in a dream. Thankfully, you have a Mega nearby. Can go ahead and bring that one back on up. Spencer has come on over on the Doom, but gets melted immediately. Ninja Curly Fry trying to go huge right now on the point. Hedwig will get taken out by, you can't see Ghost, but Scoop has made the trade in the back. Frisco finds Ninja Curly Fry as they are now looking to just be able to clean this one on up. And yeah, you can't see Ghost. Tries to go on in. Raven Strider tried to come over and help out, but unfortunately that does take them off the point. So they're going to tie it up. They're not going to go down easy. One more point away if you are Northeastern for punching your ticket to Grand Finals.
Yeah, this is looking really good for Northeastern. Frisco's looking to maybe go over to the Mauga here. As well. I mean, this is an interesting choice. I mean, it worked for him before, but it could work for him again. We'll see here. It looks like they're sticking with Mauga here, Dandro.
Well, you know, Frisco is the tank player, so maybe Frisco on Mauga feeling a little bit good, but Hedwig back on over on this Sombra as well, and Shashi on the Reaper, so they're feeling a little bit interesting. This is curious. I don't hate this though, because this point is all about kind of playing on either this side room or on main. So you don't really have to worry about those main sight lines, and if they're going to push on into you, let them be able to do it. Reaper's a perfect DPS for that.
Yeah, definitely, but a lot of damage has already come onto this Northeastern squad, forcing out the Fortify, though, onto Spencer to try to stay off. Northeastern's going to take control of the point first, and now they can look to find this fight win as well off the back of it. But Frisco's very low. This is a perfect chance to go in if you're Ball State, and they find Frisco out with a headshot coming in from You Can't See Ghosts. And now, yeah, they are just going to be able to come in, take this fight, even though they lost first point.
I will say I did like what Frisco was doing. We saw Frisco get around half HP, immediately stomps his way out of it. It's not this hyper aggro bit from there. Actually, oh, wait, okay, I take back everything I just said. Frisco, what are you doing, my guy?
Yeah, they just are trying to
maybe a
get
reset?
something.
I don't know.
I think it has to be a reset, right? No, they're still sticking with the Mauga as well, and we're seeing this is just not. We're seeing why. I mean, Orissa's just a little bit better. We'll see. I mean, if Frisco can change our mind about it, but right now, Orissa's reigning supreme. The EMPs come out, and Spencer is down, and that's a huge fight coming in from Northeastern as they're about to, or maybe potentially going to flip it out. They have lost 2 players, has Ball State, and now You Can't See Ghosts, and everyone else falling down around them. Shashi does go out, but well, that's going to be that. Northeastern take the point back.
Some good staggers, too. Shashi's the only one who goes down, but you got both DPSs who are going to be a little bit behind the rest of the team. So that'll give Northeastern the opportunity, the chance to flip the point, start ticking up the score onto their side. Hedwig on the Sombra has been doing great work in this side. It seems like the team just kind of had to remember how to gel as this comp. Especially you got a new tank who's playing it here now as well. Gonna make it happen.
We'll see here. I mean, Hedwig.
Hedwig
took it down. Took down Yakester already, who was trying to build up to the sound barrier, and they're just not going to have it. And this could be the last fight coming up here, Dandro.
Could be the last fight, and look what I'm seeing from Northeastern. You have the cage, you have the Death Blossom ready. Kitsune's not too far off, and if the fight goes on long enough, you could have a beat and an EMP to follow it up with. If you're Ball State, you have a Terra Surge and you have a Pulse Bomb, and that is it. Terra Surge gets committed, but you're seeing the Wraith Form get away. We'll be able to find Hedwig, though. So that's going to be the hack, the virus, all taken out. Pulse Bomb has there, goes off at the very last moments, but takes himself out. Ninja Curly, unfortunately, brings himself down. The cage gets invested as QG, Hop, and Frisco manage to try and clean it on up. They send Raven Strider out into the lava. They'll take back this point. Man, you got to fly at this if you're Ball State. Your tournament life depends on it. Otherwise, Northeastern is going to Grand Finals.
Yeah, and to Spencer on the Doomfist, something has to happen The overclock though from You Can't See Ghosts has come in. They found Scoop. Spencer's down though. They need a pick and they need it quickly to turn the tide back in their favor. Kitsune Rush comes in from Ravenstrider. They've lost You Can't See Ghosts. They need another pick. They need something. Ninja Curly Fry is going to come in, but the EMP is there. Ninja Curly Fry comes in clutch. They found 3, and oh my goodness, Ball State lives to tell another tale.
That was a little bit crazy. And I like this. This buys the space for Spencer to just get off the Doomfist, swap back over to the Orisa, and get back on into the fight. A really, really solid fight there if you are Ninja Curly Fry. Literally keeping it alive in the final stages here. Northeastern want to be able to win this fight. That's all they need to do. It's just a single little bit of progress. You can see Yakester up on the top, just getting in these bounce balls that's there, and You Can't See Ghost opens it up onto Shashi, goes on through. You hear the pulse bomb go off, will not be able to land the beats here though for Northeastern. They're trying to be able to stay alive. Ball State can answer back with their own beat as well, as Ghost continuing to find the kills.
We're going to map 7. All the kills just keep going the way of Ball State. This is, what better thing could we ask for here, Dandro, but a map 7 to decide it all.
You listen, you said it was going to be close. You said it was going to go the distance. And well, it is literally going the longest distance possible all the way to map 7. Samoa going to Ball State. Yakester here getting the play of the game. Let's see, what was it? I think it was, yeah, towards the end here. I think you get the environmental on the Lucio, and I think maybe gets another on the Kiri as well. You'll love to see the double environmental. Wow. That's there.
And the wave goodbye too. Wow, wow, wow. What a series of Overwatch we have here for them. For us in this LAN. Ball State, the Lanimals could be possibly that's what they've been waiting for. And now we are going to be headed to a break before our map number 7. You are not going to want to miss the conclusion of this series. We'll be right back after this.
Welcome back, everybody. Northeastern versus Ball State has gone the distance. We are here, map number 7, Coliseum. It has been a battle back and forth with 2 maps going to Northeastern, 2 maps to Ball State. Northeastern answers back on a dominating performance on Circuit Royale, and well, Ball State does the same on Samoa. So we're ending it all here on Coliseum, and I couldn't be more excited.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Not a traditional way to end off a series, but still a good one nonetheless. I mean, who's going to win it out right now? I mean, it's gone back and forth. Whoever can really take control of this bot firmly is going to be in a really good position here, Dandro, as we're already seeing the fight break out on the point to get first control of this, but it'll take a few fights really to get things out of this corridor and out into the openings of Coliseos. They're still waiting for some picks, waiting for this. As Frisco has to go gold, going to run away for the moment, gonna get healed up, but they might be the first to go down as they're gonna get caught out. There it is. Ghost finds the pick. Now the Shashi trying to go in the back is gonna go down as well, as Ball State are gonna take this first fight.
Spencer just kind of going on a little bit of a tear there. You can see Ninja Curly Fry maybe trying to find the stagger. And we already seeing the swap over from QG Hop onto Baptiste, but Ninja Curly Fry brings them on down after the Immortality Field gets invested. So I love this. Spencer has now started claimed these stairs, saying if you want to try and make it out of here, you got to get by me. You have to make it happen. We'll be able to fall back with the team to try and start pushing this bot up and around the corner.
Yeah, now they are gonna look to push forward into this. Try to stop them from getting any more progress than they really should, as the Matrix is going to come in early on. Spencer is so low because of it. Terra Surge is going to come through, but 2 picks have already come in for Ball State, and that is that yet again the point of the fight's going to go to Ball State.
All right, Ball State with the 2nd fight in a row, and well, if you're Northeastern University, you have a high noon and a beat about to come online. Pulse Bomb not too far away either, which, I don't know, none of these are really big, like, game-changer fights, minus the Pulse Bomb, so we'll have to wait and see. They're going to drop down onto the bot as they start their march back in, but, well, Ball State, they say, all right, go for it. We're just going to try and stop you here, and we don't feel the need to really play up there so close to your spawn.
Yeah, and again, we're going to keep seeing these fights be really taken in this corridor, right? It's just the way Coliseum is at the moment. With a rush coming in, though, they are going to try to find a pick with the Deadeye, and Spencer's so low. Going to get some healing. They need to get some healing. The Soundbeer comes in at the perfect time, and Hedwig is now down. This is looking better and better yet again for Ball State, with Ninja Curly Fry finding 2. There's still a chance with Frisco and Shashi turning this fight on its head, but Ninja Curly Fry still just finding these picks is just huge, and Frisco's now down. Ninja Curly Fry again finding that pick.
Good to see you.
Really solid kind of way to end that fight by being able to find those 2 picks at the end of both, you know, Frisco and Shashi, who are kind of just playing around on point. Like, you cause them to kind of waylay it, and now, well, Ball State, you got the bot pretty close up there. You can kind of just yet again play here. This is the whole plan. They've pushed it pretty far, right? Now, as we're getting down here into the final 6 minutes, it's like you don't have to always push this bot like really deep towards their side of the map. Like, get your lead and then just kind of hold it.
Definitely is. There's the Terra Surge in from Spencer. It's not going to find anything for him, as Hedwig now is taking Youngster out of his Terra Surge from Frisco. They are so very low. Going to get that healing in, though, from QG Hop. With the Amp Matrix coming in, that's going to allow Northeastern to take that fight back.
All right, looking pretty solid so far. Answering back, Ninja Curly Fry does find Hedwig. Frisco will take down Ghost. We're starting to see Yakester just kind of jumping up above, but For the first time, Northeastern, they're going to start pushing this cart the other way. Frisco gets a little aggro, but Shashi does have the pulse bomb ready to drop. Kind of just patiently waiting here, waiting for an opportunity to start maybe blinking on in. Drop the bomb.
Yeah, Shashi looking for Yakeser, looking for Raven Strider with the pulse bomb to really turn the tide of the fight in their way. Pulse bomb gonna be coming through. They might not even need it. There's Raven Strider so low, still able to stay alive, and Frisco's gone down. Raven Strider did get felled out as well. Now with the overclock coming in from Hedwig, this could be all they need. Pulse bomb is there. Hedwig is down. They've already found 2. There's still a chance though. You can't see Ghost is gonna take down Scoop, but it looks like Northeastern have stabilized enough, but maybe not. Ninja Curly Fry, sorry, not Ninja Curly Fry. Yakester on the point is going to allow them to hold on for the time being, but the point is still up for grabs.
And Northeastern won the fight, but for what? You know, it's kind of like they were able to do it, but the bot is still at the same exact place it was. And right now, if you're Ball State, you're pretty happy with that. We see another bomb come on through. Will not be able to get there, but Yakester, you can't see Ghost. They're starting to come online. Hedwig will be able to answer on back. You see the amplification matrix does get committed for Northeastern. Maybe they can make that happen, but you can't see Ghost. I mean, this is just a flurry of trades at the DPS after every fight. It's so weird.
Yeah, and Shashi's gonna find you can't see Ghost as well. And the bot's still just kind of going back and forth, back and forth. No one's really gotten a good hold of this. Oh my goodness, Raven Strider able to get away. That would have been a huge flick coming in for Northeastern if they could have taken Raven Strider out of it. But no, staying alive, getting healed back up. And now, no, we do have a pause coming in for Northeastern.
All right. Well, let's see what they can do. Okay, wait, we're seeing a never mind. All right, it's okay. Oh, maybe Frisco hasn't been feeling hasn't been feeling okay. So it's all right. Hey, it's map 7. You want to make sure that you're feeling okay, and it looks like they are ready to go. So you can see they can unpause, and well, let's get back to the fight. Coming down to the last final 3 minutes, Ball State, they got that very early lead. They didn't even need the early spawn point, but they've kind of got this early 53-meter lead, and Northeastern, they haven't been able to really kind of answer back with it.
Yeah, no, and things are still in that middle stage. They, like you said, they haven't been able to answer back on that early lead that Ball State has gotten. Still, there is a chance with one victory, Northeastern could take it back, but a huge Terror Surge comes through, and there's so many people low. QG Hop still in this somehow, and there's still damage being dealt to Northeastern, and QG Hop going down is huge. Frisco in the back line getting taken care of by Spencer, and this could finally be the fight win that Ball State was looking for, as Spencer goes crazy. The team kill comes through, and now things are looking better, and they might be able to get these forward spawns.
I mean, look, you still have a pulse spawn, you have a beat on hand. I liked Spencer there because he gets the huge Terror Surge, and even though there's no kills that come off of it, it forces QG Hop to commit the lamp. So that you have no lamp for the rest of the fight, and it's just, you have nothing that you can do to stop the onslaught. You can't see Ghost, though. Will get taken down. A Terror Surge comes back from Frisco. Will not be able to find anybody, but Spencer gets taken out as Northeastern University, after that fight, they're managed to cleaning it on up and starting to push the bot back towards the enemy side. So even though the fight is won from Ball State, Northeastern are able to answer back very quickly, start pushing this bot.
Yeah, now this is looking good for Northeastern to get control of the percentage, the capture, the meterage. They've got 4 ultimates to go with it. They've got to be able to string it together. Ball State looking for a hold. The Yakester is gone. The sound barrier no longer available. That's a huge play. The pulse bomb comes out, takes Spencer down. There's still a chance though. You can't see Ghost is going to take down QJ Hop. And now the trades are going back and forth. The point is being procced up by Yakester. They're going to fall down, and they might have gotten the meterage that they needed. Still staggering it out though. They have an opportunity. The contest comes through. Can Spencer get back, and are they going to allow them? They do. They don't push any forward.
That's very weird. I think you gotta just keep pushing that. You gotta keep playing on up. Maybe you're just waiting to potentially take next fight. But look at this. Hedwig up top has the overclock, trying to be able to find anybody. It's gonna be Ninja Curly Fry that gets deleted, but you can't see Ghost is gonna pop their overclock, and they answer back with a kill onto both Hedwig and QG Hop. Ball State coming out after just the counter overclock here. You see the Kitsune rush come in as we are down to the final 4 seconds, and with only a 3-meter lead, Ball State gonna continue pushing this into the Northeastern territory. Really, really solid teamwork there.
Wow. 20 seconds to go between Ball State and victory. Or this could just completely change if Northeastern wins this next fight. It all really comes down to this, Dandro, and it's all going to be if Ninja Curly Fry or Shashi can land a good pulse bomb, and they find Spencer out. It's a huge play coming in from Northeastern. Now they've got this go sign. They cannot afford to lose anyone else, but Hedwig's gone down. Yakester falls quickly afterwards. Things are looking dire. Northeastern could in fact turn it. 4.6 meters to go. They need a touch, and they need it quickly. Can it come in? The contest comes through. Spencer is back. Who's gonna find the fight win? Who's gonna find the pick to change it all?
The beat will come on in. That's huge. You kind of saw me. You had to use it to stay alive as they're fighting around the cart. Now, they have to keep these fights that are here. QG Hop will be able to take down Spencer yet again. Spencer's nowhere to be found. Yakester is gone. You have a tank and a support taken off the map. The amplification matrix is going to be what they need to start lighting it on up. They need to find these last final few remaining eliminations. They do it. Back against the wall. Northeastern are able to clutch it in 7.
Wow. What a series of Overwatch we have just seen today. Great plays all around from both of these players, but in the end, it's going to be Northeastern taking it in the last fight there.
Really, really good stuff. You can see the size on Northeastern there on the left. They're feeling good. They're sighs of relief. They're like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we did it. And well, you see some GGs, some handshakes around there, some fist bumps going on through. Congratulations, unfortunately, but for Ball State, the hometown heroes could not make it happen. But that does mean Northeastern will be your team moving on to face off against Miami tomorrow in a grand finals. That is going to be a spectacle. If this match went the distance and it was fantastic, I cannot wait to watch that tomorrow morning. If you are here with us, that is going to, of course, be at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right here, twitch.tv/ESC conference. But help me break down this bracket real quick, Joker, because man, it is wild.
Yeah, we saw already earlier today the 4-0 coming in, and again, it wasn't like a one-sided 4-0 right there. Ohio had some bright spots, but again, Miami is just a different beast right now, and took that 4-0, and then wow, you just saw it with us. The 4-3 looked almost like Ball State was going to be able to continue playing on land at their home arena, but until that final fight, Northeastern is able to take it in the 4-3 in overtime on push.
Really fantastic series that we had there. We had a nice 4-0, and then we had a nice map number 7. I think it was a good balance between the two. But like I just said, championships tomorrow morning, right at 10 a.m., bright and early Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that you are here and locked in. It is going to be a banger. But guess what, everybody? That is all we have here today. So, Joker, it's been fantastic being alongside here with you. Where can people find you on the internet? What do you have going on next?
You can find me on Joker's Ransom on Twitter, and I'll be casting a lot of Overwatch in the coming weeks with a tournament called CGL. We're doing our playoffs right now, so make sure to follow my socials when you know when I'm going to be casting those. But again, it was just a fun day here, Dandra. It was nice to work with you for the first time, and I think it worked pretty well.
Yeah, no, I had a blast. It was great. We had some. Always like that. Like I said, I like that we got the 4-0. I like that we got the 7-game series. It was really great. So unfortunately, we'll miss you tomorrow, but you guys will see me. I'll be back here. We'll have Catinator alongside me as well. But with that being said, that's all we got for the ESC Spring Playoffs for Overwatch 2 tonight. Grand Finals tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. We'll see you there.